people can get in here and say, "Hey, it's wrestling night." What? Are we on? Hey, hi there.
All the wrestling happens tonight.
Hey, what up?
We're back.
What, there's wrestling happening tonight?
Oh, yeah. There's
Yes.
5 wrestlings
All
that
the
happen.
shows happen on Wednesday nights now.
Yep.
Huh.
It's the Wednesday Night Wars.
Wrestling?
Hey,
Hey,
wrestling.
Wrestling. Here we go, a wrestling we will go.
So wrestling Wednesdays is just a thing now?
Yeah. There's lots of wrestling now.
Well, we're wrestling with the duty of watching bad movies.
Duty is right.
Duty.
Duty.
We answered the call.
Hey, guess what?
Hey, what?
Hey.
You got another BMFcast alum.
Oh, yeah?
What?
Justin Chon.
Justin
He was in
Chon.
Twilight.
Fuck off.
Chuck,
Yeah,
our rating system used to be based on that movie.
I know.
He was in it.
Okay. Who was he?
I don't know.
Is there a tweet?
Vampire asshole?
Oh, hang
I
on.
have no
Yeah,
idea.
where's that tweet?
Sorry.
I can't refresh any faster. Looking for a tweet.
Tweet.
Still not showing it.
He was Eric in Twilight.
Oh, right, Eric.
Oh, man. Big
everyone's
fan of Eric.
favorite.
Eric was good.
I love Eric.
I remember Eric.
Eric.
As I recall, Eric did not watch people sleep.
He was also BJ in Hang Loose in 2012. We should probably
There's
watch
actually a
Hang
tweet?
Chuck. I don't see
I
it.
hit the tweet button. Tweet it out.
Donde está el tweet?
I'm refreshing.
It didn't go out. Hang on. This Chromebook is shit the bed.
Donde
3 cheers for Surface.
está el tweet, Senor Chuck?
I'm trying to connect to your Wi-Fi. It won't see it anymore.
Jesus
Yep,
Christ,
I'm connected.
Chuck.
Hey, just hang on.
Hey!
Christ on a fucking cracker.
Whoa.
What the shit?
I mean,
Whoa.
what are we paying you for?
Nothing.
Oh.
You're not paying me anything.
Well, consider it doubled.
Sweet. I don't know what the fucking tweet's doing. Is fucking sitting
Yeah.
there. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
I'll work on this.
The fucking
Do you
tweet,
want-
the fucking
do you want
tweet's
me to
closed,
tweet?
Ray.
No, I got it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I
You
got
apparently
it.
don't got it.
I got it.
I got it.
Why you no tweet?
I got it.
I was not doing that.
You got it.
Stand by.
Standing by,
I'm gonna get this tweet.
one way or another.
It's gonna happen.
Have you tried turning the Chromebook off and turning it back on?
It was off.
Oh.
It had
Have
not
you-
been used in 2 weeks.
Well, there's your problem. It got lonely.
Have you tried clicking the tweet button?
I did.
Maybe you should click it harder.
I'm
Maybe it's pressure sensitive.
I'm manually tweeting. Stand by.
Did
Ooh.
you left?
You're using
click
your
it?
hands?
Or did you
Yeah.
right click it.
Artisanal tweeting happening right now.
It's like a baby's toy.
Thank you, Elijah Wood.
You may not let me tweet, Mr. Frodo. But I can carry you.
Potatoes.
Boil them, mash them, put them in a stew.
Halfway through composing this tweet. Stand by.
It is an
my God.
artistic.
Suspense is
it is-
killing me,
It is a
Chuck.
bespoke
This
tweet.
better be the most amazing tweet ever.
It's really not. It's just taking a while.
Chuck.
I'm doing it.
Hey, Chuck.
Stop making me laugh. I can't see when I laugh.
Why?
I don't know. Diabetes.
Chuck.
What?
I'm on Twitter right now.
Okay, that sounds
I
great.
can't find our tweet. Where is it?
Is-
This reminds me of every interaction in my office. Bunch of fucking morons.
Please just let me finish the tweet.
Well, if you'd finished the tweet, then we wouldn't bother you about finishing the tweet.
Look at my eyes.
I
It'll
mean-
help you finish.
I mean, it makes sense.
so close.
I can't tweet. I can't tweet while you're watching.
Last word. Oh, there it is.
Oh, YouTube sent me an email. We're
Oh,
on the internet.
Are we online?
Tweet.
Yeah.
There's his tweet. You can retweet it.
Where is it? Where is
Oh.
it? Where is it?
There's
Where is it?
There's tweet.
Where is it?
oh, 42.94.
That's an okay tweet, Chuck.
It was okay if it had worked 10 minutes ago when I put it in.
It's all right.
Yeah, I mean,
I've seen better tweets.
Yeah.
I don't disagree.
I've seen a few tweets in my day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I know tweets,
Do you?
And this-
Mr. I don't use Twitter.
and this is one of them.
Uh-huh. Hey, YouTube says now live on our channel is our channel.
That's a good place for it.
Hey, look, I must have rung that bell.
Did you?
You like and subscribe?
I got a notification.
Oh.
Holy shit!
Error has occurred.
you know, maybe I have YouTube notifications turned off on my phone.
Fine.
Maybe that's why.
I
I
get
don't.
notifications for channels I'm not even subscribed to.
Well,
Great.
I get an email.
I never
I
got
love
one for
it.
any of Chuck's.
I get an email. It's like, hey, BMFcast live stream.
How do you do anything
happening
on the YouTube
now.
app anymore?
Holy Christ, Chromebook.
Holy Christ! It's a piece of paper.
Deep cut.
Oh, settings.
Oh, man. Come on. There it is. Oh, I
Notifications.
see it. Raw live stream. It's so raw. It's so raw.
Oh, it's about to get raw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give it to me raw.
It's like cookie dough up in here.
Blazing Star likes my shirt. There's not much to it.
Congrats.
That's Mackie.
Yeah, maybe they're thinking of Chuck
That's
or Harlow. I don't know.
I don't know. Nobody likes my shirt.
I don't know who Blazing Star is. I don't know you.
That's Mackie. I'm
That-
Harlow. That's Chuck. And that's BJ.
Hey!
And together, we're the BMFcast.
We're the idiots.
Hi. Don't leave me hanging, Chuck.
What? Oh, hey.
What is on Chuck's shirt today? Oh, it's a Star War.
It's a little movie called The Empire
It's
Strikes
a
Back.
Star War.
Yeah.
That's a terrible movie. That's by far and away the worst Star Wars there ever was.
It's a BMFcast movie.
God, I still think about some of the dumb shit in that episode where it's just like,
I've got that voice on ready to go. Whatever. Just
Backwards, I am talking.
Yeah.
That was your line. but-
that was one of my lines, I believe.
yeah.
But I just like you tried to riff on. I was like, well, how could he chop his arm off? He's a robot. And then you're like, well, if anyone's going to chop my arm off, I would want it to be my robot father. I'm like, it made
Do not remember that.
so little sense. But it was so good.
I still think the thing that makes me laugh the most out of that is there is one point when the shit starts to go wrong, like when somebody swears
Yeah.
on the air or whatever, and there is something where you snap into like a super serious voice, and it cracks me up every fucking time. It's just like, I'll appreciate you to shut the hell up. Like, it's just the way you like.
Yeah.
We're all being jovial morning zoo, and then you just snap into like serious dad voices.
Well, I also like that the one guy gets shot and he's just like, ah! Like, it doesn't kill him. So it takes another shot to finish him off.
Oh, that was good times.
That is probably our greatest creative endeavor.
God.
We really should have quit after that.
Yeah.
Well, we just sat there for so many hours doing that, and we couldn't make it for more than like 45 seconds without fucking dying.
I think I still have notes somewhere from that, like what the different commercials
Oh
we were
yeah,
gonna do.
I actually finally deleted the note that was the Jet Brockmeister speech at the end when it goes off the air.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like I was like still sitting in my notes years later, and I was like, all right, I can just delete that. It's not necessary anymore.
That's history.
Yeah, should
R.I.P.
It
history.
belongs in a museum.
I mean, it's word for word what's in the episode. So
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, but your
Oh.
digital note is a.
Yeah, now you have to transcribe it.
whatever.
All right.
Yep. I have just gotten a YouTube notification for Donahue can't read Kenneth at poker. Recommended 30 Rock official. I don't get any notifications of Chuck's videos going live, but it's like, hey, you should watch a clip from 30 Rock.
Yeah,
Sure.
I get it. I get it.
Fine, YouTube. Fine.
Oh, YouTube has stories now too.
What?
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
That's all YouTube is.
Yeah, I know. I know.
I logged into YouTube the other day, and it was just like short blogs on the front page.
Oh, yeah, they have a section right below the stuff from your subscriptions.
Yeah.
They have, like, there's a blog section,
Yeah.
basically.
And it's just
the stupidest shit.
It's just like going live with the things. Like, what the? I don't. Who?
God, YouTube has no idea, like,
No.
what their identity should be, and their identity should be videos made by weird people on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely not. Not anymore.
It should be.
I mean, good
Yeah.
weirdos. Like, 1 to 5 jocks, as in Robot Jocks weirdos.
Like early YouTube was so good.
It was.
It was so good because it was like,
It was pure. No one was
Yeah.
trying to make a living. It was just like, I made this dumb thing.
Even
Yeah.
YouTube, like, 3 or 4 years ago, before the video a day algorithm thing hit, and before Adpocalypse, which, I mean, Adpocalypse happened after the video a day thing, but before the 10 minutes video every single day, there was just fucking all sorts of content. People had shows. There were people just out there doing stuff on the regular that was just strange.
yeah.
But yeah, now it's like 90% clips from Jimmy Kimmel and guys looking like this
Yeah.
in a thumbnail.
So when did, this is tangential, but it'll matter.
Okay.
When did the App Store launch?
On phones?
Yes.
It was like, I think it was like I think it took till the third iPhone.
So was that 2009?
Probably
think so.
around there, yeah.
So my theory is that society peaked the month before that happened.
Before apps.
The App
Yes.
Store opened for business July 10th, 2008, the day before the iPhone 3G was released.
Okay. So June 2008 was where society peaked.
So it was the second iPhone.
Yeah. The App Store launched with just
Because-
500 apps.
because we all had phones,
Mhm.
so you could get in touch with everybody.
Mhm.
But it wasn't like the thing that you tethered your life to.
Right.
Once the App Store hit, your life was tethered to that phone forever.
Yeah, before it was just
But
like I
before
can
that,
use a browser.
You
on
could
my
text
phone.
anybody.
Yeah.
You could get in touch with anybody that you needed to at any time.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean,
And YouTube didn't suck.
we only had like a good 6 months, maybe a year of like living the dream of like, holy shit, I have the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy in my pocket right now. Anything I fucking want to know, it's
Yeah.
right there. And then all of a sudden it was like, well, I don't need to know everything. I want to know everything about what somebody's doing, and I want them to know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And it's like that. Yeah, that's not knowledge.
I just want to like things other people are doing.
Yeah.
You're having a sandwich? Like.
I love that we used to bitch about Twitter being like, somebody just posted about their lunch.
Yeah, oh yeah. It was
God,
all
I'd
the
love to
time.
go back to people just being like, I'm stuck in traffic.
I have a book from the early days of Twitter called "Nobody Cares What You Had for Lunch," a guide to composing good tweets.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I miss those days.
Yeah.
I feel like Follow Friday. That used to be like the worst thing on Twitter for me was Follow Friday. Now I'm like, man, let's bring back Follow Friday.
Yes, now it would do some good because
Nope.
nobody follows anyone anymore.
No.
Like I'll have some tweet that for whatever reason will find its way into the tweet river, and everyone, all randos are just like, "Yay, like this." It doesn't translate to any followers at all.
Oh, no. Never.
200, 300, 400 likes.
Well, and the
it's just
thing is, like,
nothing.
it doesn't matter what it is that goes viral. You're gonna it immediately means you're gonna have a shithead ruin your day
Oh sure.
at some point.
Oh yeah.
Like that's all it is now. Where it's like, hey, here's my dog doing a rollover, and be like, you've oppressed that dog. It's like, wait, what? No, it's just a cute
Dogs
video
doing
of my,
rollovers means
Yeah.
they have cancer.
Yeah.
You should stop letting your dog have cancer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. I remember I posted like when I was deep into watching Community, I'm like, man, every time the Community theme song pops up, I get happy. And someone immediately tweeted me like, that song's about suicide, right? I'm like, all right, thanks.
Wait,
I think that was literally my response to them was, thanks.
that one's about suicide too, not just MASH.
Oh,
All right,
I guess.
I don't know.
I don't know. But yeah.
I mean, You should
All I know is-
you should have just replied back dead serious, like, yeah, well, suicide makes me happy. Yours.
It's a victimless crime.
Well, it's at one.
Can you be a victim of yourself?
Yeah.
In this modern era, yes.
If you decriminalize suicide,
Uh-huh.
Then only the
Go
criminals
on. Yeah, then
will have
only-
suicide.
only the criminals, only
Only the
outlaws
criminals will kill themselves.
will have in-laws.
Yes.
I think that's right.
Yes.
BMFcast is Chuck, by the way.
Yes.
If you're playing the live
Oh,
stream chat.
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Chuck is BMFcast.
Oh man.
Damn right.
They call him Chuck BMFcast.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to hold on to this?
What you doing with that Elite controller?
That's my
Oh, those
broken
you
one.
busted?
Yeah.
Did you order a 2?
I did, and then I canceled it. I'm just gonna go and get it
Well-
at Best Buy.
Oh, so you're definitely getting one?
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say when you're at my house, you can see what you think of the.
Oh no, it's happening.
Okay.
It's happening.
Yes.
I'm weak.
If you would like to explore how fucked up that left trigger is.
But I still don't understand how the left trigger broke. Like the thing that gets less presses and.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I told you how I broke my bumper, right? Playing Sekiro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well that's a bumper heavy game, right?
Yeah, it just literally it snapped all in here because this is just one big piece
Yeah.
of plastic.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid.
You can buy those super cheap online.
Oh, I did.
Okay.
I bought one, replaced it, but
Good.
you know, I'm just like
It sucks.
They announced the Elite 2, and I was like, pre-ordered because that's what I do.
I think you can get them in like anodized aluminum too.
Yeah. I also realized that new Star Wars game comes out like next week.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fix this controller and pimp the shit out of it. Gold.
Well, I have
Chains.
gold. I have gold ones already.
Yeah.
Yeah, gold.
Gold paddles.
Yeah, paddles, the D-pads, gold.
Gold chains. What's this 1 and 2 selector switch for?
So you can have
Profiles.
game profiles. Like
Yeah.
you have customized buttons and shit.
Sick.
It is.
It's pretty fucking nice.
And I think the Elite the 2 has 3
I
profiles.
believe
They
so,
upped.
yeah.
They added a profile.
Damn.
I know.
Yep.
And it'll work on the Xbox 2 or whatever the fuck.
God, I hope they call it the Xbox 2.
I wish they would. TOO.
This feels a
Xbox
little-
also.
This feels a little janky.
They call it Xbox One.
Yes.
Xbox 1:2.
Maybe the Xbox One 360. Man.
Yeah.
Wireless controller for Xbox One. Hello from Seattle.
Send help, please. We are chained to our desks.
Senpai notice.
Please make it stop raining. We should probably do a podcast, I guess. We've been bullshitting for a while.
Is it time? Oh, it's time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
time.
way past time.
Oh, it's time. All right, let's do this thing. All right.
What's the fucking movie called again?
Dead Trigger.
Dead Trigger.
All right, and welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey,
BMFcast.
Woohoo. Episode 488.
God damn.
Yep.
Getting up there.
So I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
Hey, we're all here.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
But
four banger.
you know what? You know what we do each and every episode of this
I
here
do,
BMFcast?
but you should tell the audience
I
at
guess
home.
I probably will. I'll change it up. We go and we watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie. And come in here and talk about it for the first half. Then they get ratings. Good bad movies, enjoyable bad movies. They got 1 to 5 Jacksons and Robot John.
for Robot John.
Robot
You need not concern yourself with that. This week.
That's just for information.
Just for information, yeah. Because there are also bad movies. So stay away. They get a negative sliding scale. 1 to 5 bags is in giant bags of trash.
That's correct.
garbage.
Sack them up, put them in the garbage,
Garbage.
put them in the can,
Get
drag
in
it out
the
to the road on
fucking
Monday.
bin.
They're bad.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we watched a 2019 movie.
Sure.
IMDb will call it a 2017 movie, but that's
That's
a
a-
bag full of lies.
Yes.
Yes.
It is called Dead Trigger,
Dead Trigger.
and we watched it because it might star one Mr. Dolph Lundgren,
Confirmed.
confirmed. And we've seen a few of his movies, so we figured we'd watch another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's literally it.
Yeah.
Dolph Lundgren made a movie, and I
Would
was like,
you would
It's
you like to
new.
hear a plot summary that's probably not super accurate?
yeah.
Okay. A mysterious virus has killed billions and turned many others into bloodthirsty zombies. Unable to stop the virus, the government develops a video game, Dead Trigger, that mirrors the terrifying events that cursed the world. Not entirely accurate.
Well,
really.
That's all based
that
on
might have been
the
the initial pitch.
Yeah, that's more based on like the last 15 seconds of this movie, which is then also wrong.
Yeah.
Hi. Also, this movie is based entirely on a mobile video game,
Yep.
and potentially the sequel to the mobile video game.
I mean, with all of the powers of Hollywood and video game industry combined, we have yet to make a. Let's go with good to. I'll go with great. There's some okay video game movies, right? But
Sure.
that's
People
that's
like
what-
that Pikachu.
Sure, I'm saying there are some things that are fine, but I would never say there's any that are great. Not a single
New
one.
Tomb Raider with Alicia Vikander.
It's watchable.
fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Fine.
I'm saying every
It has Walton Goggins.
It does, and
Oh,
he's
well.
fine.
every
5 stars.
every giant big budget thing that has ever happened with video games is bad, and that's with the full might and power of Hollywood.
Yeah.
Now let's go film something in Mexico, throw Dolph Lundgren in it, and base it on a shitty ass mobile game.
Right.
Man, I bet this is going to be good.
Let's also spend $12 on
Yeah.
the entire movie.
Well, it's filmed in Mexico, so that really stretches your budget if you have $12.
Okay, so it's the equivalent of $1,200.
pretty much, yeah.
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 Sure.
So we usually go over some alums first. Shall we do that first?
Alums.
Yeah.
Besides Dolph Lundgren, obviously.
Yeah, the main one, of course, Dolph. I'm going to list his movies because it's a lot.
Oh, okay.
He's in Red Scorpion, The Punisher, I Come in Peace, Showdown in Little Tokyo, Giant Mnemonic, Command Performance, In the Name of the King, The Package, Don't Kill It, Altitude, Forgot 10, and Extra Blackwater.
Yep.
It
Yeah.
also features BMFcast alum Justin Chon from Twilight, 100,000 years ago.
Right, he played Eric, if I'm not
He
mistaken.
did play Eric.
Oh man, that's my favorite character in Twilight.
I don't know if he sparkled or not. I don't remember.
He was probably just a student.
I
in
think he
one
was
of
a classmate.
Bella's
classmate.
classes.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
Eric. Way to go.
Yeah, the original director and writer was a guy named Mike Cuff, who basically left after 2 days.
Man.
And the people that made the game left with him or whatever, like disowned everything from that point forward. And it was done by Scott Windhauser, who is also a BMFcast alum,
Man.
for the Hurricane
Okay.
Heist.
I just have to point
He
out one
wrote
thing.
the Hurricane Heist.
One thing about that statement.
I know.
A mobile game company thought your movie wasn't living up to their vision.
Yep.
Games specifically designed to elicit you to click a button to give them more money said, you know what? We have standards, and you are not producing a thing that is based on our vision.
Mad Finger Games.
I got a mad finger for them.
Yeah, well.
Well, maybe they put a bunch of, pay-to-win hooks into the movie, and the studio was like,
Yeah.
the fuck are you doing?
Stand
Maybe
up and
they were
shout,
offended they didn't have enough pay-to-win
Yeah.
hooks in the movie.
Yeah.
It's like, do you want to see what Dolph does next?
Yeah.
Just like you're watching the movie and like an usher just comes up from in front of you. It's like, would you like some popcorn to complete the movie?
Best value.
You've run out of energy to watch this movie.
Yes.
Come back tomorrow,
Yeah.
or pay us $5
The dump truck size bag of popcorn is only 50 cents more. Why would you not order that?
Exactly.
Best value, $99.99 worth of popcorn.
Yes. Anyway,
Fuck.
other alums.
Also, the fact. Okay, wait.
Oh,
All right,
wow.
that's
That
it,
a
really.
a mobile company video game script was being made.
Mm-hmm.
Like of all the scripts, I realize this is a cheap
We've
direct-to-video
had,
piece
wait,
of
we,
shit.
We've had 2 Angry Birds movies, correct?
Yeah, but the Angry Birds is huge. Like, we had to look this up. Like, we played video games, and we were like, wait, this is based on a video game? Oh, yeah, something that came out in...
But I mean, I'm talking about like that's birds in a slingshot, and they were like, I have 2 movie ideas.
I'm going to once again
I will-
tell you that the first Angry Birds movie is okay.
Okay.
I will also tell you that the plot of the Angry Birds video game is better than anything in this movie.
Also correct.
Those pigs were mean, and they deserved to die.
Yes.
And I hope they burn in hell.
Oh,
anyway.
man, speaking of plot to this movie, can anybody remember any of it?
There's some zombies.
There
Yeah,
are.
it's a zombie outbreak, and they're slow zombies, but they're surprise zombies.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, all right. First off, all right, I want to break
can
something
we
down
do like
because
5 minutes of plot?
yeah, I was going to say
Yeah.
I want to dispel a misconception that we even put in our initial like tweets about this because Chuck, rightly so, based on descriptions on the box and everything, thought that this was gamer with Dolph Lundgren and zombies.
Yes.
You know, like, okay, you know, it's jump in this video game world and do this, and you know, maybe it has a analog or a whatever proxy in the real world or something. I don't know, like drone footage or something like that. You know, Ender's Game bullshit. You know,
and it felt like it was an Ender's Game bullshit kind of thing in the first 15 minutes,
right?
When people were getting recruited.
Well, yeah, because like it's government agency goes around to all these various people, and then they're like, here's 5 seconds of backstory about this person, and would you like to join? It'll be you're the best decision you ever made. Okay, and you get five, 6 people.
Yeah, like our initial guy, the main, I guess, quote unquote, main guy who's narrating the beginning. Chris is his name.
Okay.
He gets recruited basically because he wears a VR headset and apparently is good at the game.
Yep. Yeah. So it's like
that's the only tie to like, hey, these people have been recruited because they play a game. Otherwise, they just come up to these random people who go, "You're the best of the best. This is the opportunity of a lifetime."
Well, the guy from Twilight was also in VR.
Yes, that's
when
true.
he got recruited. So there are 2 people playing something in VR that this agency shows up and is like, "You're the best of the best.
Yeah.
Come join us."
Greetings, Starfighter.
And you're like, okay, yes, these people have to have some sort of amazing skill. They're going to put them in a big room with a bunch of wires, and they're going to strap in and fight zombies.
And it's also weird in the premise, okay, zombies, apocalypse, etc. Yet these people have a functioning society that's just like,
Yeah, it's one city on an island that's totally been zombified.
It's more like the zombie inconvenience.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, you don't want to go over there. They're zombies. We're fine over here. Keep doing your kickboxing and your shopping and whatever.
Yeah, but we waste a lot of time getting to know these couple of people.
Oh, we sure do.
And then they're like, you're going to be the elite best of the best. And then they start putting them through boot camp. And we're like, wait, what?
Yeah, training montage.
Like, okay, so you're not just going to strap them into some VR headsets and send out robots to fight zombies.
Yeah.
Or like we thought this was going to be.
well, yeah, like when the one girl is shown fighting,
Yeah.
there's some people wearing VR headsets at the fight, and I was thinking, like, are they controlling these? Are these robot people?
This
No,
is real steel shit.
no, they're just.
Nope. No, this is just a completely inept movie that doesn't understand how anything works, really. But anyway,
but it is supposed to be set in the distant future of 2025.
Right.
Sure. Yeah. But this happens, then they're in boot camp. Then it becomes Starship Troopers for a little bit. And also there were some Starship Troopers in the beginning because they're doing like the join the fight, you know, and doing military bullshit things. I mean,
Again, something
it's
you
more,
think the dude is seeing in his VR helmet.
right. Which, you know, and more Starship Troopers bullshit happens because it's like dude is like, I was good at guns, I'm from Texas, and then like immediately proceeds to blow his own head off digitally with a shotgun.
Yeah, the second a zombie is actually near him.
Yeah.
Yep. I guess we should note Dolph is basically the one teaching them how to do everything.
Right.
He's the leader.
He's
Isaiah
He's
Washington.
the Michael Ironside of this.
Isaiah Washington is like his sidekick guy named Rockstock,
Captain Rockstock.
Captain Rockstock.
They literally called him Rockstar, though.
The first time, yes.
Yeah. But his name is Rockstock.
It
That
could've
never
been
came up again.
Someone's
Yeah,
accent.
but they're told they're the best of the best, and that's why they're there. You know, it's everything you've ever heard in anything like that.
And then every other cliche, like they go out for a bar after a good days of training, and then
a day of training
Hey,
after
well-
3 of them have died.
sure, but they're like, man, let's go.
They're very nonchalant about people dying too. Like
They're in-
that dude blows his own head off, and nobody's like, "Fuck, what?" They're just like,
they're
huh.
in someone's backyard where they just have random zombies on chains, laser chains, that they hit a garage door opener button, and the chain snaps, and then it's like, all right, how are you going to deal with this? And maybe that zombie ends up killing a recruit or 2, and then the other people are like, huh, wow, that's weird. Anyway, they have basically a 2-day training period. And the second day ends with them going to the military
And I was
bar.
going to say, just as far as cliches go, of course they go to a bar and like somebody's like, "You're not real soldiers, dude. Let's fight." And
And that guy's right.
well, yes,
True.
He's dressed down.
I my favorite part about this is that this guy gets in their face and it's just like, "Y'all are dead triggers," and they're like, "What does that mean?" He's like, "It means you're a dead trigger," and he's like, "Yeah, but what?" He's like, "It means like you're a trigger that's not alive."
Yeah, he's just
keeps
like,
saying
it
dead
means
trigger.
what it means.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's basically doing the like Americans go to other countries and try to, you know, why don't you understand English?
Dead trigger.
If I say it slower and louder, it makes more sense in a foreign language.
It's you.
Like eventually they just go, mi scusi, that trigger, okay.
And then I like that Dolph comes in at the end of this, like, what's going on here? and he picks up a ball off the pool table and is just like palming it, and you're like, man, you're gonna crush that on that man's face, aren't you? And he's just all he does is just tell that guy to shut up, and the guy's
Yeah.
like, okay, Dolph.
These kids are our only hope. The world has changed.
Our only hope. Which then, okay,
It's like,
so,
why aren't you training real soldiers to do this then?
All the real soldiers are dead. They need #gamer soldiers.
No, but here's what I don't understand. So, like, the next day, they're in their briefing room. It's like, look, we got to cut your 2 days of training short because all the soldiers are dead, and we've got to go back into Terminal City, where the zombie outbreak is. Terminal City.
To be fair, it was only a 3-day correspondence course they were going through.
oh,
and
okay.
yeah,
So it was, yeah.
it wasn't cut that much short.
Yeah, and they're just basically like, you're all we have. And it's like, what about those chuckle fucks in the bar last night? They seemed real gung-ho to do shit.
Yep.
But it's like, no, we got to send you in. And you're still like, okay, they're going to hover around in helicopters and pilot drones or something.
Oh, I before we jump ahead to like the actual mission, I only want to bring up one other thing. There's a Russian guy who's part of their crew, and at one point when they're doing the live fire sword demonstration, all of this, he's like, if you have no weapon, you must become weapon, and then produces a knife.
Immediately produces a weapon.
He has a weapon.
And then proceeds to like flip around and slice throats and stuff. But the best part about this is at some point he slices the zombie's head off, like while holding it, like that old good move, and then takes the head,
Oh, chestnut.
chucks it at another zombie.
He
which
drop kicks it.
Yeah, oh, that's right. He drop kicks it. And it hits another zombie in the head, which then gives him another advantage. And at some point, he also disarmed, like literally cut one of the zombie arms off and
did.
beat somebody with him. And then
No,
didn't
he
make
threw
it.
it. He threw it.
Well, I'm
at
saying he
another
didn't. He
zombie.
didn't make a good joke of like see, comrade, when disarmed, you must
Yeah.
become armed.
No one makes a good joke about anything in this. The only good bit of business in this whole movie has already happened when he drop kicks the head.
Yeah,
Like that, it was like, oh, all right.
Yep.
Maybe this movie's going to try and do something.
No.
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 That was it.
So anyway, yes, they're on real mission now. And then 10 minutes after landing, 70% of our recruitment class is dead.
Pretty much.
Easily.
Well, I love that Dolph tells them no less than 50 times, do not shoot until I tell you. If you shoot, everything's going to swarm us. Mm-hmm. And so what does it take? 30 seconds before one of them goes, bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
I thought I saw something.
Right.
And then
And then all of a sudden,
That's
there
our
are
friend
zombies.
Eric.
Yes. Yeah. So their mission is, okay, they've got to go to Terminal City because Globo Corp or whatever the fuck this thing is called has they have the research that's going to solve everything, but they either want it or they don't want it. I don't know. I never understand the evil swerve that happens here. They need to get it back, but they also don't want it
that's
to get
because
out.
it changes like 3 times throughout the course of the movie.
Is it an independent thing that doesn't work for Globocorp that's there
right.
that has found all the stuff that Globocorp wants? I think that's what
I was paying
happens.
too much attention, more attention than I should have to this movie.
Oh.
Here's what's really
Well,
dumb.
one of us was.
Okay. So they give you the swerve in the beginning of like, oh, it's all a video game, but then it's not because now they're going through training and it's like, I don't understand this premise at all. The head of Globodyne or whatever the fuck they are, I don't know.
Cyber-
Cyber.
Cover me with your cyber glove.
Globochem, whatever they are. They basically, the head lady is like having a sit down with 2 people, don't know what their positions are, and is basically like, we sell so many guns thanks to the zombie outbreak. Like every house has an average of 12 Cyberdyne guns or whatever it is. And then they're like, okay, that's great, but is that going to last forever? And she's like, no, which is why we've got to get into making the cure, and we will control the cure, and people will have to buy the cure from us, and we can charge whatever we want, and we'll be so rich even while we're saving the world. And they're like, great. And that's the end of that conversation.
Which I want to say is the plot of one or more of the Dead Rising games.
Oh, sure, absolutely. I mean, this is all
Or
like
probably 2 of the Resident Evil games.
this is stolen from every thing.
Yes.
Like, but they're like, okay, great, that's wonderful. We'll do that. We'll control the cure.
Right.
So soldiers go in. Their mission is get to research hospital that has now been overrun. Surprise, surprise! In the city that's overrun with zombies where they started.
Yeah,
And
why they
also,
were researching
also the
there.
general guy's like, my daughter's in there.
Yeah.
Please save her. And they're like, okay.
Yep.
And so they get to the hospital, and by the way, like I said, all the people we've met and are supposed to care about earlier in the movie, they're all dead. Like literally, we're down to 2 of them. I think at this point, I think 2 of them make it into the hospital at all. Like
No, we lose.
that's right. Well,
we
that's
lose
right.
a couple quickly, but it's not until they're breaking out through the wall
Yeah,
that we
right.
lose the remainder.
Yeah,
of them.
because
But
they find the daughter.
yep.
I don't think I think the other people die before they even find her because it's like
Isaiah Washington dies for sure.
He's
Right.
like the first to die because he's
Yeah.
just like, hey, and this is when
Punchy
like,
Girl dies.
well, Punchy Girl dies, and then the
Isaiah Washington dies.
G Dog or whatever his name was.
G Dog's the last one, and
Well, he dies
and
because
he does, we
he's
don't
like
see him die either.
no, he dies because he's like, oh no, you like kickboxer girl, and then
Yeah,
like
he's mad that they left her behind.
yeah,
right.
but that's at the end when they're busting out through the wall.
Yeah.
Because there's a point like
right.
where,
I don't think they met scientist lady before they busted through the wall.
They did.
I don't, whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Busting
They
really-
through
did
the walls
because she
is how
tells
they
them
got
it's
out of it.
patient 0.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's basically Nemesis from Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they can't kill it no matter how much they shoot it.
Uh-huh.
But they all decide they're going to run closer to it because, bullets have more impact when you're close.
You got to get
And
up.
none of them shoot it in the head.
Yeah, because dumb guy Glenn like goes whatever his name is. I don't know. Eric, whatever.
Not the guy from The Walking Dead.
I know, whatever. I'm just saying he's the Asian dude. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't remember his name.
Yeah, he gets
Racist.
murdered by immediately.
Yeah.
Somebody get the
And
racism
she
down.
she gets wrecked because the thing pushes her to the ground
and
and then slides her along the floor and she hits her butt on a pillar and apparently that breaks her leg.
yes,
I think he's supposed to have kicked her across the floor, and she was spinning.
she did like
It is a bad wire pull.
It is a bad
However
wire
it works,
pull.
it's a
You
very
are correct.
bad
Like, now
wire
please
pull.
just gently pull me across the floor.
I love that there's a point where she grabs her leg and is like, "Ow, my leg is broken," and then literally like
Does this-
spins around like a fly that's dying. Or as Chuck,
It's like the fucking Three Stooges thing.
as Chuck said, she was broke dancing.
She was broke dancing. Yeah.
It is good joke.
Yeah.
It's Don Amici and Cocoon. She's spinning around a little bit.
Uh-huh.
And then they're just like, all right, here, take
Well, yeah,
the-
they're like, "Here,
the
take a
hand
grenade and take him out," and
Yeah.
and then they're like, "Let's go," and then they run through the hole of the wall, and then, like I said, G Dog, who's another character that we spent way too much time with for no reason, is like, "No, Gina Carano, no," and like goes running in there, like, and immediately, like he doesn't even make
It's
it. through-
not Gina Carano.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like kickboxer girl, whatever.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
like he's like, "No, not you," and then he like doesn't even get his head through the hole, and zombies are like, "Hey," and just like pull him, yank him through the
Yeah,
hole, and it's like,
they murk him immediately.
Now,
They just like snatch and throw him
Yeah.
away.
so just so you know, like I said,
Lovely.
we spent time like getting to know these dumb recruits or whatever.
Yep.
Now we're down to like top VR guy and weird looking girl.
Yes. Okay. So weird looking girl especially, but this entire cast, like all of the recruits, weigh 80 pounds soaking wet. They are the tiniest people I've ever seen that are full grown people.
The blonde girl looks like if she turns sideways, you cannot see her, except for her lips.
yeah.
Look, you cast who you have to, but it just adds to the.
Were they the only people in Mexico?
I guess it just adds to the whole like, why did you recruit these people? And now you're just giving them guns, and now they're actual soldiers. What is the plot? This doesn't make sense.
Yep.
Especially later at the reveal, it's like these were the avatars. Fuck off.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So all that time spent with the recruits, we're down to 2.
Yep.
There's also Doctor
and,
Lady,
and they also become immediately useless. They are 100% useless for the rest of the movie.
Yes.
They mean nothing to the plot.
Yeah.
From that point forward.
Yeah.
Like there was like mild drama of like, oh no, we're taking in the untested recruits, and then like they're all dead, and the other 2 just fade off into meaning absolutely
Right.
fucking nothing.
Right. So we've got Dolph, we've got the 2 recruits, we've got Doctor Lady, who I never know what her point is. The Russian dude is there.
Her point is to doctor. She does
You
doctor.
mean the doctor lady, not the person they went to find, right? Like
No,
there was-
they have that Doctor
Yeah,
Lady,
I'm saying-
and they
I'm-
have other Doctor
yeah,
Lady.
I'm
who
explaining
was-
Doctor Lady, who was like part. They have like a brief like to understand the zombies. You've got to
must become
You
the
must
zombie.
become-
Well, they have like a dead one on a slab, and they're like
yeah.
explaining
To
the
kill the dead, you have to kill the dead.
yeah, find your humanity
Yeah,
by
here's
being
one.
human.
I never quite understood either. Like, typical zombie thing is shoot him in the head, that kills him.
Uh-huh.
That doesn't necessarily track in here because there's some they kill by stabbing him in the chest.
Sure.
You
Like,
just
it
have to do
doesn't-
enough trauma to them in
Yeah.
this movie.
In this version, they again they very briefly explain it that it's like all it really did was like shut their brain functions down,
Right.
And then like
to the point where the person is probably still in there somewhere in a deep coma, and Dolph says, "I'm like, we're setting him free."
Yeah.
You know.
it's real. It's a really
That's a good dolphin impression, Chuck.
it's pretty good. But yeah, like I mean that's that's what they're saying, like these are people, like they have normal circulatory systems and everything else. It's just like they have no control over what they're doing, except they do the typical zombie thing where it's like chunks of their face are hanging off, and it's like, well,
yeah, the zombie makeup's real weird in this. It's like they can't pick an era of zombie to do because they've got like original Dawn of the Dead,
some are just blue,
ones,
and you're like,
it's.
Yeah. Anyway, they find Scientist Lady. We'll call her Scientist Lady instead of Doctor Lady. Doctor Lady was like just they're like doing the autopsy or whatever to like show them how zombies work.
She's the one in a big overcoat and her hair's in a bun that you're like, oh, she's gonna let her hair down and be hot. Like she's dressed like hot for teacher, and just like, oh
Dr.
shit.
Lady?
Yeah.
No, Dr. Lady was wearing short shorts the very first.
I know, but she's like,
yeah.
I'm just saying,
she's all wound
you're
up
waiting
tight.
for that reveal, and it's like, well, that never fucking happened.
Other than she has a hots for Dolph Lundgren, she has no point in this movie.
Nope.
It's just, got to somebody has to
She
care
gives
about
some
Dolph.
exposition about LV-420.
Right, which is
They mention a few times.
so close
LV-420.
to the aliens planet. It
Yeah.
was making me mad that they didn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, just fucking do it. Just give in.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway,
But you know
they've
what?
killed
I bet
Well, someone
they
was-
thought they were doing it. I bet they thought, hey, that's the
somebody
name of the
wrote it.
planet in Aliens. Let's put it in there.
This sounds like a Max Landis thing. He's just sitting around like smoking weed and be like, "What if it's like we make an Aliens reference, but like imagine Ripley with the flamethrower and it's like LV-420, blaze it, right?"
Oh, now I'm fucking mad.
I was saying, whenever I hear something that's fucking stupid in a movie, it's like that's some Max Landis high on weed bullshit. Like
We're
the
gonna
entire-
find out later that Scott Windhauser is Max Landis's like nom de guerre.
Now I'm the grr. Just fucking sucks.
This food is making me angry. That's my new food blog. Nom de guerre.
Yeah, don't go register that right now. We're on that.
Yeah, we own it.
Yeah.
I'm sending it to myself
Anyway,
right now. Certified mail.
.tumblr.com.
They've picked up Scientist Lady, and she, of course, has the last bit of information that needed to be gathered before they can manufacture a cure, of course.
She has a thumb drive, which she basically says has everything
Didn't
on
she,
it
like-
from the beginning of the outbreak to
Sure.
right now.
Well, I'm trying to go faster through this.
I'm
Didn't
just-
they have
I'm-
internet on this fucking island?
No.
No, because she was.
Yes,
sitting-
they
she-
did because
was,
she emailed out.
Oh,
and
that's
said,
right, yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna die.
Hey,
Come get
zombies
me.
are here.
that was an old school audio log. She was just using the voice recorder that's built into the computer.
She actually fucking
No.
ends her last will and testament by basically saying, well, smell you later. and closes her laptop.
Oh, again, it was another alien, stupid alien. She
But no, in the beginning of the movie,
signing
doesn't
off is
the
what she said.
I know.
doesn't the Globocorp woman say,
Yeah.
they sent us an email.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
fine.
Because remember, the lady gets
All
pissed
right,
at the
yeah.
secretary for not leading with, "Hey, she
Yeah.
found the cure."
Sure.
Yeah.
Also, she's gonna die.
So they've got email on this fucking
Okay,
island.
Yeah.
fine.
Just
But they have to
Put it
crank
on-
up the
put
email
it on
machine.
Dropbox.
Yeah.
fucking Dropbox, Google Drive,
Well, I can just
Microsoft OneDrive.
She's just
that shit's never getting out.
as
Yeah,
she's
no.
dying, she's just sending emails that like forward, forward. Check this out.
Yeah. You won't believe this.
Forward this to 10 other scientists,
Uh-huh.
and
Or you'll
won't
have
get-
bad luck for the rest of your life, which is about a day.
Create this cure, and you'll win a free iPod Nano.
And it's just an ASCII drawing of a zombie.
Or some embedded video
Yeah.
that just
It's real player bullshit.
Anyway, you have Scientist Lady. Now
Yeah.
they got to get out. But
Right.
of course, there's like the briefest shot back to Corporate Lady who's like looking at her phone, and it's like, meh. You know,
Well,
she-
this-
is her
She
phone a
talks-
zombie too?
no, that was
basically-
more like in the 30s.
well,
Meh.
don't they
Oh,
get
yeah.
out?
yeah.
Dolphin, like the 3 people that are left out of the 12
Dolphin.
that started the mission, get out, and then he calls in to to command or
Right.
whatever, and the lady's dad, the commanding officer is on the phone.
Did you
He's like-
find Tara?
And he's like, yeah, he's like, we got her, sir.
It's,
and
it's the general's daughter's dad. is
yes,
who it is.
General Czar's dad. Yeah, the general.
The general.
Wait a minute. No, that's the car insurance guy. Stop. So anyway, they call the car insurance guy, and he's like, all right, chopper, get us out. And he's like, no can do.
Yeah, go to Plan B.
Yeah, Plan B.
He's like,
And
you want
he's
me to
he's-
abort the pregnancy?
The general would never do
Oh,
that.
okay.
But no,
I
but
mean
they.
the general's daughter's dad.
Oh yes,
Thank you.
sure.
That's his proper.
Oh, Shaquille O'Neal. Okay, right. I got it. But yeah, he's like, can't do it. And then they do the old pan over from him as he hangs up the phone, and it's the corporate lady.
And she's like, haha, we used you, blam.
Yeah. Yeah, basically they murder him.
Yeah, it's like what'd you use?
So it's just
they
how
had
this-
a legit reason to send them in, but it's still like haha swerve, and it's like
Right.
what?
Well, that's what I'm saying. At this point, this is, I mean, not that the movie made a lot of sense before, but this is where it's like, what the fuck is happening? Because Corporate Lady was perfectly happy to get the information, make the cure, make a shitload of money off the cure. And obviously, business is better if, like, oh, you have billions more people alive and not dead and eating each other.
Yeah.
Seems like good business sense to me. Except now she's like, that cure will never exist. We're going to keep making guns. It's like, that wasn't your
Despite
plan
her saying
earlier.
she did. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what's happening now, and great show. And anyway, so like now they've got to walk. You know, they've got to get places, and they don't have.
Well, yeah,
their-
they
their-
see flares in the sky, and they're like, well, might as well check it out. And it's a church.
Yep.
Well, okay, so they see the flares from their weird ass strip club that they go in and kill a
that's
zombie
right.
stripper who lands very comfortably on a mattress as she falls off the stage. But yeah, they see the flares and they go over, and it's a church. And but no, they've picked up 2 people before they get to the church.
Yeah,
because they pick up the twins.
Yeah,
The twins
they do.
confronted them in the strip club, I
Yes,
believe.
and they are completely useless.
Yes.
Yeah, they hype them up like that. They're probably killed more zombies because like they're mercenaries that work inside Terminal City. They've probably killed more zombies than you, Dolph Lundgren. And he's like, okay,
Well, I guess
and
they can come
she's
along.
probably come along with us.
She's got a gold gun.
Yeah, I love the twins also like got the pre-order bonus skin pack for their guns because
They are Army of 2. That's what the twins represent in the video game world because they've got the blinged out guns and the weird.
Yeah.
Like,
also for
skins.
some reason weird looking girl who's one of the recruits.
Which one is that?
The strange looking girl, the one we don't have a name for. The
Tiny blonde?
yes,
The tiny
the
blonde.
odd
The one
shaped
with
collagen
sword
lips.
skills?
Yes.
Okay.
Collagen lip girl.
Okay.
Also has like gun socks. Like for some reason she's got like knitted cozies for her gun.
Oh, right, yeah.
Like it's and also they just go in like wearing like they must have gone to the armory and be like, what post-apocalyptic bullshit thing would you like to wear into combat?
Yes, which character will I be?
Yeah.
Which version of lady from the Resident Evil movies will I dress as?
But anyway, I'm just pointing out that like there's a lot of stupid guns in this.
Anyway, they've got the twins now,
Yeah.
who are not
Yeah.
twins, but
No.
Yeah,
But
whatever.
they do get to a church. Church is like filled with survivors and a weird priest dude.
Yeah,
who's-
Father Julian.
who's been in like every other Dolph movie. For,
Yeah,
like, the
who
last
is
10
actually
years.
a BMFcast alum.
many
Forgot to
times
mention
over,
it. From
yes.
Don't Kill It, Command Performance, and he was in Gunman. Way
Gunman.
back
Yep.
when.
Way back when.
Was he a
Wow.
gunman?
probably.
He was
Everyone was a gunman in
Java.
But and and they hang out here for a while, and he's like, if you help rescue us, you can take my truck. And he's like, if I could take the truck now, I promise to come back and get you. And they're because this movie doesn't understand how anything like conflict or anything works. They're just like, okay,
Yeah.
that seems legit. You probably aren't going to double cross us. We've just met you, but we totally trust you. Fine. We won't have any conflict that makes any sense in this movie.
And
so
God, there's a lot of talk from Dolph about, I'm going to make a run for the truck. And it's like, the truck is literally 5 feet from the door. It's like,
Yeah.
trots
And he's
over.
like, he's like, I've got to bring the truck around front. Around front is literally like 6 yards.
Yeah,
maybe.
Driving 6
Maybe
yards
25
around.
feet.
Yeah.
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 It-
but
it's all-
but they build up all this drama. Like even Doctor Lady like gives him a goodbye. Like be safe out there. And he's like,
Well, because getting into the church, he got bit. It didn't break the skin, but he got bit. And then he reveals he's been bit the whole time because he's been wearing a scarf that's hiding the bite on his neck, and he's taking the serum to prevent him
Oh,
from turning,
LP420?
Yes, to not
Blaze it.
to not turn into a zombie. Because Dr. Lady's like, oh, you're taking that, huh?
Oh, you know it's temporary, right?
It's like, yes, I know. That's why I have to keep taking it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all that has happened. But anyway, at some point, the Russian guy's like, I'm evil.
well, Dolphin and our main character kid
Chris.
guy,
Sure,
who's
Scott
outside,
Conn.
like happening. You know, they're starting up the truck, which takes forever, of course.
Yeah.
And then eventually it starts, and they drive the 6 feet to the door. And meanwhile, inside, like Russian dude has been like, "Everybody, drop your guns."
Oh, that's yeah. That's where
I'm just,
Dolph gets
I'm just
bit.
saying his accent is like so Tommy Wiseau by this point. Like at first he
Yeah.
was doing it.
He's Russian Tommy Wiseau.
I was
yeah.
gonna say for a while there he was like I am doing Russian voice now, and then all of a sudden by this scene he's just like, all right, everybody, drop gun now, okay, great.
Yeah.
It's accurate.
Yeah.
It sounds real dumb, but it's real accurate.
Yeah. Like, as the movie goes on, you just keep going, what?
Well, he keeps saying things that are like completely broken English, and everyone's just like, yeah, okay, and it's like, no, what the fuck did you just say?
Yeah.
But yes, he turns out he's the mole, I guess.
He is.
And,
He is there to get the thing that they were already planning
Yeah.
to bring back anyway.
So yeah, he disarms everybody slowly, and then Dolph comes in and like fights with him a while, and then they get him and tie him up and leave him behind with the priest, and they all get in the truck minus the civilians, like the 20 or so people that are holed up in this church are like, fine, yeah, we trust you, bye bye, and so they drive off and eventually run out of gas, but we'll hop back because another dumb side story. They spend way too much time. We go back to the priest, and he and the Russian Tommy Wiseau have this whole scene where they both just like keep getting weirder and weirder with how they speak.
Yeah.
Like it's just he's like the priest guy is like, well, because the one dude's like bound and gagged. You know, he's like in a chair and can't talk and everything, and he's just like, well, time for the Irish whiskey. And priest and church, and it's my duty to save everybody and stuff. And the guy's just like, "Rrr," and he eventually lets him out. And of course, immediately, dude even turns his back on him, and he reaches over and grabs a shotgun that's like right next to him, and of course shoots the priest because he's a bad guy. It's so fucking
Yeah,
stupid.
there's so many things that in this movie that just like, if you think about them for just a second,
They're the
the
dumbest
characters would never like. It makes no sense for the characters to do these things.
thing. No.
You know, like her just killing the colonel, even though she doesn't really need him, or the general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
I
general
mean,
thought it was
haha,
bad.
there's no reason to kill him.
No. The plan is go to the city, rescue the survivors, bring back the information.
Mm-hmm.
They rescue one survivor, they secure the information, and then she's like, all right, now, plot twist. Take the information and come back anyway. And it's
Yeah.
like,
There was literally like so in terms of like thinking about it. Okay, if that was her dirty plan all along to secure the information and or destroy the information and make the war go on,
Just leave the
why?
lady there.
Yeah, why send people in at all?
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't. So
'Cause they weren't leaving.
Globodyne Corp.
Again, this is people that saw aliens and thought they understood.
Well, yeah,
it.
and in a smarter world, you pin it all on the general because his daughter's there. This mission isn't sanctioned. I'm sending you guys in. That's all you got to fucking do.
I mean, if you
then you have a plausible. Okay, this is why they're there. Oh shit, the corporation found out they're there. Now bad things happen because of that. It's fucking easy.
Or if you're going to steal from movies, steal completely. Be that they were like secretly there for patient zero all along, that he's a fucking unkillable murder zombie.
Right.
And they believe they control him. And it's like,
Globodyne.
yeah,
wants
just
them.
make it
Yeah.
aliens because you're
that's
so
what I'm
close
saying.
anyway.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If you're going to fucking steal this much, just steal the rest of it. Steal the good parts.
Yeah,
Right.
but they don't.
No.
So, yeah.
So this guy's loose and, of course, is going to show up soon.
But God, like I cannot stress enough that scene feels like two people where English is not their native language trying to improv.
yeah.
Just say phrases that you think apply to this scene and
When in Rome.
Yeah.
because yeah,
When in Rome.
because so when when the preacher is talking to him, he's gagged with a piece of tape over his mouth, and just keeps mumbling at him like he's having a conversation.
He sounds like his accent is better when he's got the
Yes,
gag.
right.
I was like, oh, this is actually tolerable. Great.
Well, do you mumble with an accent?
Because so he takes the gag off and then cuts his hands free, and just turns around on the guy,
Yeah,
and
he's
then
just sipping his whiskey and is like turns around like, oh, you took the gun and you're going to shoot me.
I cannot believe this betrayal.
And then, all right, so here's the other weird
Kurt,
thing.
your son
Again,
inevitable.
again, if you stop and think about anything, this guy's just murdered the priest who was keeping watch over this church, right?
Yeah,
Did he then go murder all the people? Because
apparently so, because there were no people left when
No,
Dolph
the
goes.
zombies. The zombies got in and murdered them. I think
maybe, who knows? But like I
because
said,
the church was full of zombies when Dolph came back.
Right.
Sure, whatever. Anyway, so they're now in a truck. They drive for a little while, and then the truck just runs out of gas because, of course, it does. 3 kilometers from Obama Bridge,
Obama Bridge.
and
We're not making that up.
no,
the
that's
bridge
what
is
it's-
literally
that's
Obama
what-
Bridge.
That's what it's saying.
We were not sure until they said it 5 more times.
Well, until we saw a sign.
yeah,
Yeah.
too.
So at this point, they're back on foot, and then I think this is like it's happened plenty of times, but this is
They get immediately separated.
I was going to say, all right, we haven't talked about this up until this point. We alluded to it earlier, but I want you to go ahead and explain it because I know you're a big fan of this trope.
Oh, yeah?
The zombies and
Oh, well, yeah. So it's really going to come to a head in
Right.
this scene, but it's happened a lot in this movie to where there is just a surprise zombie attack out of nowhere. It's one zombie that will just totally massacre somebody, and then the horde is there somehow. But this is all in wide open spaces in bright daylight. These people have no peripheral vision whatsoever. It is like just literally a stealth bus coming out of nowhere and just massacring the person who is just like walking along. Because what happens is the two remaining dead triggers have gotten completely separated from Dolph and the gang, and are just walking along, and they've had this banter the entire movie about just like, well, I saved your life, now you owe me. And it's like, oh, I saved you, now you owe me, blah, blah, blah. And they just get to a point where the weird girl is like, yeah, okay, I guess we're even. And just in the middle of a road, like with no visual impairments around them whatsoever, zombie out of nowhere, blam, and it takes her down. And
by God, that woman didn't have a family.
and she's
they were murdered by zombies.
immediately swarmed by 6 other zombies, and he's just standing there with a gun like, it'll be okay, what do I do? And she's just like, no, get out of here. It's just her just being bitten and ripped apart.
Yeah, she pulls out a grenade and blows herself up.
Yeah.
Which the way explosions work in this movie is you throw some dust in a direction
Yeah.
They
from
afforded,
off camera, and that's an explosion.
They afforded one incendiary grenade effect, and it was
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
Like because
Oh,
they explained that like here's a Russian grenade launcher, but because of budget, only one per squad and not very many rounds, so use it wisely.
Yeah.
And so of course they've got that, and we get to see it one time on the practice range.
Yeah, it happens on the practice
But
range.
then they do it like during an actual zombie attack, and it's somebody diving out of the way as someone takes a bucket of dirt and goes.
Yeah.
And throws it at Dolph Lundgren as he dives through a hole.
Yep.
But also, I like that like our main narrator guy Chris is like saying to weird looking girl that like they're walking along now. Zombies came directly in the middle of them and split them, and they just ran off in different directions. So he's like, "We're gonna catch up to him eventually." He's like, "You're walking in the opposite fucking direction. How
Yeah.
do you think this works?"
Yeah, you're not even going
Yeah,
the same way.
they were
there.
heading towards a building,
Right.
all of them.
Yep.
But whatever. Weird looking girl's dead. Now he's alone and manages to get back with him. But what's happening with Dolphin Company is like now it's Dolph and all the ladies.
Yeah, and-
basically because he's got Doctor Lady, Scientist Lady, and the twins.
Yeah, and he's trying to call into base again to command, but because the general has been shot,
Nobody.
he's not getting an answer.
Yep.
While that's happening, the twins pull guns on the 2 remaining women and say, "Give us the thing."
Yep.
Yeah, the thumb drive, whatever.
Yeah.
And for some reason, he had their cell phone because he
Yeah.
just looks down and goes, "Oh, text that
I
prove
think he
they're
took it
evil."
from Russian Tommy Wiseau and
Yes.
somehow put it together like they're in on
They
it
were
too.
texting each
Yeah.
other or
Yeah,
something.
like,
I don't know, but he
we've-
just
we've,
looks
like,
down.
because there's like some text that says like we've met up with the party.
Yeah.
We got the package for getting out, and he's like, "Wait, who met up with this? Oh, the twins." Because
Yeah.
he busts in as like shoots them in a really bad scene because like they completely have the drop on everybody, and he's just like walks in like.
Well, they have the drop on him too because
I
he
know.
just walks in and says, "Jig is up" or whatever he's dumb thing he says,
Yeah.
and they spin around to shoot him and miss these badass zombie
Yep.
killers who have killed 50,000 zombies. Fucking miss 6'10" Dolph Lundgren standing in a doorway.
But anyway, so they're dead. They were in on it too.
Yeah, they were.
And then they were like walking, and Doctor Lady just like they're walking, and they turn around like, "Hey, Doctor Lady, what do you think? Where'd she go?"
Yeah,
And
gone.
she's just gone.
Yep.
And so it's like fucking stealth zombie again, But they go looking for her, and then Dolph finds her, or he leaves Scientist Lady outside with a gun. He's like, "Watch my six."
Yeah.
And he goes finds Doctor Lady. She's got her like neck cut, and is like, "Be careful," or something like that. And of course, it's Russian Tommy Wiseau because he's been cut free now.
Yeah.
They fight for half a second.
They
and-
fight in this IKEA warehouse
Yeah.
on some pallets
Yeah.
for a moment.
Yeah. But yeah.
Dolph wins.
Dolph wins. I
Dolph
don't even remember how he.
Lundgren.
He
Dolph
incapacitates.
stunt double wins.
Yeah,
Yeah, true.
He incapacitates Russian dude, and then suddenly there are some zombies there.
Well, Russian Tommy Wiseau was trying to put him in a sleeper hold, and
Oh, right.
and then he's just like taunting him about his dead family, and I guess that gives him like Hulk Hogan strength to like come back and just be like, no.
anytime you see someone choke someone out with this move in a movie, it takes 4 seconds. Here, it takes 2 minutes go by where he's like, just let it happen, just sleep.
Yeah.
Don't think about
It's
your,
like,
what,
wait,
you'll
why-
be with your wife and kid
yeah.
forever, even though you're the one who shot them in the head. And Dolph is like, what? And then punches him a few times, gets him down. And then as they're leaving, Dolph has like a weird understanding with the horde of zombies coming in, like, y'all can have that Russian guy over there that I incapacitated. And they're like, cool, thanks, bro. And they just let them pass and go and eat Russian.
Well, they
man.
didn't have to go through them. It was just like,
I know,
it
but
was like,
still, it was
here.
just like, oh, hey, you're here. All right. You can have him.
Yeah, so Dr. Lady's dead now, too.
Yeah. Yeah, she also died. She also wanted to make out with Dolph when she learned that he had been bitten twice by zombies. She was
She
like,
did give him the smooch.
yeah. It's like, time to make out.
Well,
with
he was
you.
once bitten. She was twice shy.
But that's, no, he was bitten twice.
Oh, okay.
Twice bitten, once shy.
Yeah.
They get to Obama Bridge.
Yep.
And
Thanks.
for some reason, the military is there waiting for them, even though they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Who knows?
The geography in this part makes no sense because they come up on a ridge of some sort, and
Obama Ridge.
there's just a valley of zombies.
Yeah.
And Dolph does this whole thing because apparently he's from Terminal City. He was a cop here or
He
some
was.
shit.
Yep.
And he's just like, that's the gauntlet. And they're like, why is it called the gauntlet? He's like, because fucking gauntlet means a really hard thing you're about to go do. Like, the fuck's wrong with you, goddamn millennials? But he does like have a moment of like explaining that it's like this is where this is like where everyone tried to evacuate from, and they, you know, of course it became a bloodbath. So there's a shitload of zombies, and they all just hung out here.
He's been asked stupid questions before
Right.
because when he and the kid went out to start the truck, the second they start attempting to fix the truck, he's like, hey, I want to ask you a question, Dolph. What was it like being a cop in Terminal City? It's like, you fuckers don't have time for this conversation. And Dolph is basically like, I don't have time for this. And but he's like, he's fed up with stupid questions. And he's just like, Gauntlet, look at it, dumbass.
So if we can make it through these zombies, we'll be over Obama Bridge and we'll be free.
Yep.
And they're like, has anyone
What?
ever made it? And he's like, no, they know of. Anyway, let's go. Come on.
Yeah.
So this is all right. So
wow.
there is some army on the other side of this bridge,
There is
and
some army there.
and and he's got binoculars, and he's like, wait. Also, by the way, Evil Lady has also been like, again, for whatever reason, is like, fuck this shit, just nuke the city from orbit. Only way to be sure.
Right.
And so she's called an airstrike, and the whatever guy's like, are you sure? Are you signed off? And she's like, yes, I'm signing off on it. Do it. Now,
Yeah, because at first that guy was like, but the people are there,
there's
man.
still survivors in that city. She's like, I don't care. Now, this guy who's like a recon guy is on the other side of the bridge. He's like, we got live ones here. Cancel the airstrike. And they're like, really? You confirm live ones? He's like, yes, they're here. They're about to go through the gauntlet. And instead of being like, well, they're already fucking dead because no one's ever made it through that shit. And
Yeah.
he's like, all right, airstrike canceled.
All right.
So that threat is immediately over. It means fucking no, fuck all.
No, it's very important.
I know, it's about to get important. Hold on. I'm going to get there. So they are just running through a wide open swath of zombies, like they are like Moses to zombies, and they're just letting them through because it's very clear that they just have this clear path, and then all of a sudden, like midway through, they stop and start shooting at the zombies,
Yeah.
and of course the zombies are getting closer and closer and closing the gap. And then the stupidest fucking thing in the world happens: the airstrike planes, which, by the way, I think were A-10s and not capable of doing an airstrike, but whatever, doesn't
Oh, yeah.
matter.
A-10s can do a lot of things.
Well, I mean, they're
A-10s can do things.
they're
now.
gunships. They don't really drop bombs.
Oh, yes, they do.
Well, I mean,
Oh, God, they're tank killers. They drop lots of bombs.
I don't think it's the kind of thing you call into like for a traditional airstrike.
Close air support.
Fine, whatever. These planes fly over, and all the zombies go, huh? And look at the fucking planes flying over,
They get mesmerized by
and
the
then they
planes.
just walk through the remaining like 20, 30 yards of zombies.
They're like, well, let's go.
Yeah, at call because the zombies are like airplane, yay, and that works.
Yep.
And then the guy at the other end is like, holy shit, I ain't never. He's not that cool. He's like, I ain't never seen anybody go through the gauntlet. God damn.
Oh, shake your hand.
Yeah. You're on this. You cross state lines, bandit. You're free.
Right. Yes. It's the end of Tank. It's
Because
you've
literally,
made it.
like at this point, it's like they just have a conversation. Like, yeah, whatever. Let's just don't worry about the big horde of zombies. They won't cross Obama Bridge.
Yeah.
Bunch of fucking racists. They won't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not my bridge.
Yeah. Nah.
But yeah, and then they're just like, well, she's who's really important. Take Dr. Scientist Lady with you, and I'm gonna go back because I told those people in the church I'd come back for them, and they're like, you're so brave.
Yes.
I didn't even mention that, like, what's his dick comes back out of nowhere and it's just like, yeah, weird looking girl died.
Chris.
Oh, Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah. He came back.
Yeah, he's just like right before the thing, he just showed up and was like, well, she's dead.
I
Yeah.
made it.
What
I
happened to
don't know
Doctor?
how.
What happened to Dr. Lady? Like, she's dead too. All right. Well, anyway, let's go through the gauntlet.
Yep.
That's the fucking end of this movie. I mean, there's a
Well, so okay, Dolph
there's an aftermath.
Dolph
of
goes back to the church
Mhm.
and is just slow motion killing the remaining zombies in the
Right.
church, and then it freezes,
Mhm.
and then it cuts to
Well,
Chris.
no. It doesn't even cut. It hard freezes, but it's clear from the way the picture is, like, because this movie looks bad anyway. But it looks even weirder because what they were literally doing was filming a TV playing this scene because
Yeah.
it hard freezes like a DVD pause,
Yeah.
and then starts to pull back, and it's a television with an Xbox 360 sitting next to it, pulled back to watching Chris, whatever his fucking
Yep.
name is,
Chris.
with VR goggles on.
Yep.
Playing this game
Yep.
in a weird split screen multi-chat Skype session with all of the other people that are now dead.
Here's
his
my
mom's calling
here's
him
my
for dinner.
favorite fucking part of the movie. All of those people died hours ago. The fuck were they doing?
Spectating.
Yeah,
You
it's
gotta
rude.
wait for the next round.
It's rude to
Chuck.
leave the match and not watch the
Yeah.
way it plays out.
Some of them died 2 seconds into the game. And they're still there, like, yeah, boy, that was great. And so he's like, yeah, guys, smell you later. Goes to have dinner
Yeah.
with his family.
Mom's making coleslaw and
Yeah.
lasagna.
Yeah. And then there's narration where he's like, little did we know that 2 weeks later,
the
the
actual
exact thing would happen that was happening in the game. And we were recruited to stop it because we were the best of the best.
because we gave the actual dead triggers.
We were the best gamers ever. We became the ... dead triggers. It's like, the fuck?
yeah, and then one more shot of CEO lady like meeting with the people from the beginning of the movie all
Yeah.
over again, and it's like, what kind of recursive fucking Mobius strip is this goddamn movie? This is fucking stupid.
Yep.
Like, did this
That's the first time
corporation
we've said Mobius strip on the
the
podcast.
corporation make the game, put their own people in it and their own scenario that was waiting to happen, and then it just so happened to happen.
Yeah.
I rarely say fuck you to a movie when we finish watching it. Man, fuck you. movie.
Well, there's so many little fuck you things in this movie. Like her phone that's supposed to be like some clear digital phone
Yeah.
is basically just a case
Yeah.
with the phone not in it.
Yeah. Yep.
Just little shit like that that's like, come on.
I love that when Dolph is introduced at the beginning, he's doing this like reverse Russian roulette thing with his gun. Means nothing. He has some skill to where he can put a bullet in a gun, spin it, and always be right that it's not loaded. Never means a fucking thing.
I mean, to be fair, that is the easier way to do it. I mean,
Sure.
like, you have the odds are very much in your favor.
I know, but like Colonel Rockstar was like, "Man, how do you do that?" And he's just like, "I don't know," and then
It's luck.
yeah,
It's
and then
all
he
luck.
takes his guns like, "Screw you," and shoots it at a wall, and he's just like, "Oh shit."
I love that he actually shoots the poster of the bulletproof
Yes,
vest
yes.
with the gun.
Puts the bullet
That's
into
just
the poster.
Stupid.
It's real dumb. God. It's
Anyway, this movie's over.
Oh,
Let's please
God.
stop talking about it.
so terrible.
Dolph
It does star Dolph.
Lundgren. I'm just working on
Yeah.
my Dolph
Dolph
Lundgren.
I haven't gone first in a while, but I'll go now.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
This is bad, but it's like I draw a line because it's an abysmal movie, but unlike things that like I leave for like the Five Bags world, like there has to be something that completely offends me about its existence, and this movie's just bad. There's like it's just nothing. Like I can't be that offended because it's just a fucking nothing movie. So as bad as it is, because it is terrible, I'm giving it 3 bags because I don't give a shit about this movie. I won't think about this movie ever again. Like, aside from the drop kicking the zombie head for half a second, that's the only thing, and even that'll like leave my consciousness in 20 minutes. And
Yeah.
like I said, it would be lower because it's fucking terrible, but it doesn't deserve to be any lower. If that makes any sense. Like, it's a fucking nothing movie, and yeah, like I said, I mean, like the 4 and 5 bags are like things that just offend my sensibility, and this is just like, fuck you. Just like, done it. Why? Why did you even try this? Like, you just have no business making this. I mean, this is Z-grade bullshit. Like, somewhere along the way, we went from like the Z-grade bullshit of like the 2000s, where it was like it was very clear the demarcation between like, oh, we have a real digital camera or film, and the Sony Handycam look.
Yeah.
You know, like, and somewhere along the way, it's like these fuckers got real cameras and can make it look relatively like an actual movie. It just still sucks, and it would be shot on a video cassette 10 years earlier.
Yeah.
Just somehow scored Dolph Lundgren. I don't know.
I don't
During
think,
his Dolph, Lund Renaissance, even.
I don't think it's hard to score Dolph Lundgren.
We're having a Lund Renaissance. He was in Aquaman. He was in Creed 2. Come on, man. He's back.
Yeah.
All
okay.
right. Maybe not. Anyway.
He had red hair in Aquaman.
He did. He had dyed black hair in this.
Oh, that was awful too.
It was
It was
painful.
all one color.
Yeah.
It's like shoe polish.
Also, I mean, excluding Dolph, everyone in this either looks weird or talks weird. That's the other strange
Yeah.
thing about this movie.
Like, I'm not sure where anyone is from, and they probably all came from Chernobyl.
Pripyat, Ukraine.
Anyway, I was offended. 5 bags.
Okay.
I was sitting at 4 the entire time. I was like, God, this sucks. And then the biggest kick in the dick any movie can do is when it ends, tell you it was all a lie. Like, I understand movies are fiction. I get that. But, like, if a movie ends and says everything you just saw, the bullshit, dream, VR experience, whatever, fuck you. And then it goes a step further. It's like, yeah, and then it predicted everything, and then we did it all again anyway. No, you didn't. So,
Chuck is big mad.
5 bags. I don't want to talk another word about this.
Okay.
I can only go 2 bags. I mean,
Wow.
it didn't. I wasn't just totally pissed off, and I don't know. I just enjoyed that guy Wiseauing all over the movie, and being like unintelligible for certain phrases, like just because he would put the accents on all the syllables that were incorrect, and you just like if you weren't following it intensely, like you would lose any of his lines. And, yeah, I don't know. It's so fucking stupid, and there's so much half-assed bullshit, but I didn't hate it. There was parts I was vaguely entertained in. Hey, somebody drop-kicked a zombie head into a zombie, so, there's that. But yeah, 2 bags. Like Carlos said, I'm going to forget I ever saw this fucking thing.
Yep.
Well, there are worse ways to spend your Wednesday night, but probably not too many. You could look at any of our other 5 bags movies, and those would be worse ways. This one is just a little bit better than those, so I'm giving it 4 bags. I just didn't get any, so I think the criteria for, a bags movie these days, at least right now, is, not entertaining. And then for something to reach 5 bags, it has to, actually offend me as a thing that's been put on film. Yes, this is lazy and bad and stupid, but it doesn't really offend me. It's just not entertaining whatsoever. Everything about this movie is lazy. Just there's no work on the script to make the dialogue any good at all, or funny, or interesting, or snappy. There aren't any good shots in this movie. All of the interesting stuff they really shy away, like the explosion. The big explosion, the big bad getting exploded is off screen, and they throw a fucking bucket of dirt on Dolph Lundgren as he jumps away from it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They don't use red lights or anything. It's just how.
Well,
These people obviously know how to film something. Something. I've watched Dolomite within the last week. So these people know how to film something. But they're doing everything as lazy as possible. It's like this movie is everybody else in your group project. They have done nothing, and they are trying to take credit for something.
Well, when the gun guy in the training thing drops the gun and blows his head off, at least half of us were like, "What happened?"
Right.
It's
I
like
thought
that.
someone from off screen, from behind the zombies, shot him in the head.
It's as confusing. Maybe it's a tribute to that shot in The Predator, where it's like, "What happened to him?"
Yeah.
I know he got shot, but who shot him?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
did Dolph just go like, "Fuck you, you're worthless"? Blam.
No, I mean, I could tell what had happened there, but I was still, paying close attention.
The physics
at this
of it
point.
don't make any sense.
But it's a thing that would never happen with like any modern firearm because they have protections against that. But I can understand it happening with a shitty firearm or one that's been modified or something. But
Okay.
One made by this shitty corporate global company.
Yeah.
potentially,
Yeah.
Globodyne Corp
Yeah, Globo
is making
fucks
unsafe
took
guns.
out the safety measures in the guns.
Yeah.
I would think that if they were making unsafe guns, that's how you just keep selling guns. Is like, this gun is defective.
Right. Yeah. Well,
Throw that away. I'm not going
Better.
to bother reloading that. Just throw it away.
yeah. Use it like a TDR gun. But yeah, everything is just so half-assed in this movie. And it sucks all the fun out of the room because there could be fun in this movie. Like, I don't know, that we've seen a bunch of miscreants get recruited into some bullshit and then montaged up into killing machines and I don't
That
know.
would take some basic filmmaking skills, though.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does. So, yeah, 4 bags.
Yep.
I
It's
agree.
not good. It's
Yep.
kind of bad.
That's right, it's not good. Do you know how I have a PhD in physics? And astronomicals.
Oh, you want to take a break?
I'll take a break.
Let's take a break.
You know I was in a movie.
Yeah.
My Dolph Lundgren's getting better.
Yeah. It's sounding less James Gum every day.
Yeah.
That's right.
Big fat
Dolph Lundgren. Dolph Lundgren. I'm a scientist.
Shall we go? Does anyone need to take a break? Or shall we go right into it? I got a lot of shit for the second half, so I'm ready to go.
I'm cool with it. I
Okay.
got one thing,
well,
I think.
Do we want to rapid fire some spooky movies? Anybody watch any new spooky movies?
Yes.
Okay, well let's do that.
You
No.
watched the spooky movie, Chuck?
Yeah. Yeah. Hang on.
watch like at least 31 spooky movies?
More
I
than
have.
I know, there's more.
Do I have the most recent thing?
I watched a two pretty recent movies, but I don't know what you watched. So
I watched The Dolomite
Oh.
is my name.
yeah,
I got a couple things. I'll just sprinkle them in whenever you guys are
okay.
ready to hear.
I just didn't know if you want to lead with spooky stuff since we are vastly quickly leaving Halloween behind.
No.
Huh?
No. The one that I can talk about is timeless.
Okay.
Oh.
really.
Well.
All right.
Not
Let's
really
do this. All right. Welcome back.
Hey,
Hey.
BMFcast, second half. No more Dolph Lundgren.
Aw.
But you just. Never mind.
That's the end of it.
Ne-
That was
never
the
mind.
Dolph Lundgren.
Yes.
Okay.
There it is.
All
Yeah.
right.
Sure.
So, other things that we have watched.
Oh man.
Whew, boy.
Who watched the newest thing?
I watched a new thing.
Let's
It's
hear
pretty.
it.
It's pretty new.
Have you ever heard of Dolomite?
I have.
Well, did you know that there is a motion picture starring Eddie Murphy called Dolomite is My Name that is on Netflix?
I knew.
Have you watched it?
Nope. I'm the only one, I guess.
I have watched it.
What'd you think?
Dolomite is My Name is really fucking good. It is really funny. It's got some decent heart to it, and it also is wildly unrealistic. Like, it is factually correct. According to what I've been able to research, like it there are obviously some liberties taken here and there. Most notably in Eddie Murphy's portrayal of Rudy Ray Moore. Man, Eddie Murphy has so much personality that he is physically incapable of toning it down to Rudy Ray Moore levels of personality.
Yeah. It's a challenge. It's a difficult.
It also makes Dolomite, the movie, look like it might actually be good. Like, after finishing it, I watched it last night. I finished Dolomite Is My Name, and I'm like, man, have I been given Dolomite like short shrift here? Am I wrong about Dolomite? Is it better than I expected, or better than I remembered rather? Is it good actually? Like good bad movie? 1 to 5 jocks, as in Robot Jocks, good. Man, I don't know. I feel like I was sitting there for, I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 minutes thinking to myself, I fucked up. Like, we fucked up at some point in our characterization of Rudy Ray Moore. So I went and watched Dolomite.
Mm-hmm.
And no, we were right.
Yeah.
I shut it off after about 30 minutes because it was it's bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's still bad. I appreciate it a little bit more, sort of seeing the story behind it and learning that it's basically just, learning the story of how it came to be and how, Rudy Ray Moore kind of worked his ass off to make it happen, and made some shady deals. So I appreciate its existence a little bit more, but it's still real bad. It's not good. But I'm really glad that I watched Dolomite Is My Name, and Eddie Murphy is fantastic, and Wesley Snipes is fantastic. There are a ton of other character actors that are great in it. Keegan-Michael Key is in it. I really liked it. Like, if you like our, if you like blaxploitation movies, if you like Blaxploitation History Month, you owe yourself a watch of Dolomite Is My Name. And that is all that I have to say about it.
If you like old school Eddie Murphy,
Yes.
he's back.
If you like charming, saying cuss words Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
That is the Eddie Murphy we all decided we liked, and that
Right.
he denied us that for many years.
Mm-hmm.
Who was it that pointed out that it's been like almost 20 years since he last made an R-rated movie?
It was a piece of IMDb trivia.
Yeah.
It was since Life. Wow. That was his last R-rated movie, which is
Wow.
insane.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. You want to make some movies for your kids, but
You're allowed to make other movies.
yeah. I understand. Shrek probably paid you a lot of money. You probably made a ton of money off of Shrek. But you could have done this movie 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You could have done other... Yeah, how many failed attempts at a Beverly Hills Cop 4 have there been? Like, at least 2 that I know of.
Yeah.
Come on, Eddie Murphy.
It's weird. I got a somewhat quick one.
Okay.
Not super recent, but it relates to a discussion you guys had a few weeks ago. Watchmen. Jen and I sat down and watched the regular theatrical cut of Watchmen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's so much of that is too faithful to the comic in the wrong places. Because, like, when you're reading a comic, the prose doesn't feel nearly as purple as it does when you have someone reading it out loud and you're like, people don't speak like this ever, especially when they're talking to each other. Like, sure, your narration to yourself might have all that gravitas and all that bullshit, but when you have characters trying to have dialogue saying that shit, it's like, oh, I get it. You're like taking this word for word from the comic, but it doesn't work when you take it off the page. So it's super faithful in that, and yet it's like, you know what we need here? We need an action scene. And it's like, you guys, I know Zack Snyder directed it, so you got to have an action scene, but yeah. And speed ramping has not aged well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because there's a lot of it in every action scene there. But
Yeah. He likes that.
But it's still kind of a successful movie because there's some really, like, it actually works with the heady ideas that they have. Like it actually sells them well, despite, the dialogue just being like, the fuck are you people saying right now type stuff.
Okay.
So it works out. I didn't remember it being as violent as it is, but that shit's violent as fuck. And it's weird because, like, the early scenes aren't quite like that. Like the early scenes are like, oh, pow, zap, you got beat up, and it's that. And then like all of a sudden there's a scene later where it's like, oh yeah, I just snapped your fucking arm off, and yeah, we're gonna cut your arm off with a fucking bone saw or whatever. There's like, Jesus, guys, like I completely forgot that stuff. And then of course there were dead dogs, so Jen was very pissed at me that I didn't.
You didn't go
But
to doesthedogdie.com?
I hadn't seen that movie since the theater.
I wouldn't have known.
So I did not remember that scene. Like I was like, I literally did not remember any of that scene happening.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It kind of made me wish I'd watched the director's cut. And then there's like the Black Freighter cut, which has, all the animated thing that, makes it work much like the comic did. But yeah, that's like 2 hours and 15 minutes long. And I was like, nah, I want to go to bed at some point in my life.
Yeah.
So yeah, we watched the theatrical cut.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's all right. But we're ready to watch the actual Watchmen show on HBO
But that's some lighthearted fun.
and see if it makes any sense. Yeah, I know. But at least now I think Jen is more prepared for what she's in for.
Sure.
Because I'm sure tonally it's fairly similar. No, not at all.
No.
Worse?
The dialogue's better.
Yeah.
I would hope so.
I mean, it's a weird show. I don't know where that show's going. I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess like so many shows now, you're like, yeah, I know where you're going. This I have no fucking idea.
Yeah, this is interesting.
I haven't seen this week's episode, so
Mm-hmm.
I may start to shed some more light on it, but I don't know.
So I'm just curious. Has Dr. Manhattan shown up?
He's mentioned and backgrounded, and I feel like it's just like there's been a couple things where I think they're just showing you some shots from the movie in the background, like or on the TV in the background or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's definitely referenced.
Yeah. Definitely,
So
yeah.
is it going with the comic version of the event that triggers everything, or is it the movie version of the event that triggers everything?
My understanding is
Both.
that this is it's in the movie universe.
It is absolutely in the movie universe.
It's like in real time from when that movie ended.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's like 25 years after the events
Yeah.
of Watchmen.
I mean, there's
Yeah, but I'm saying like all right, spoilers. Like in the comic,
It's-
it's like a giant alien invasion thing.
It's
not
it's still
blamed on
referenced.
Dr. Manhattan. The movie, it's squarely blamed on Dr. Manhattan.
yeah.
Whereas in the comic, it's it's less that, and it's more like alien invasion. It made everyone join together.
both. Yeah. That's the only way I can say it without telling you too much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They reference back to the events of the comic and also Dr. Manhattan. I mean, it's very clearly in the comic universe because like the Night Owl's like ship is literally in it. Like that thing
Yeah.
is like the cops have it now. Like
Yep.
or
Yeah.
the specs for it, or like they've built them. You know.
Yeah.
So
Okay. But yeah, also that whole Times Era change in intro is still like by far the best part of that movie. Like almost feels like it came from a completely different movie. It's so good in comparison to what everything else.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't have a segue for that.
Tell us about a movie.
I guess before you can have bad men doing things in a movie that have to be watched, you can have good boys. Because I watched the movie called Good Boys.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, that.
Woo!
all right,
You
we made it.
I'm
we made
exhausted
it there.
from that
Yeah.
transition.
It's all right.
We're there. So what's up?
yeah, the comedy called Good Boys. Yeah, I don't know. It's. I feel like there's some weird growing subgenres of movies. Like we were talking about the comedies that try to make themselves into a good action movie or something too. And also now you have like this other weird subgenre that's like people too young to be as profane as they are, and yet we're gonna like stick some heart in there because like I mean everyone remembers all the like quotable things from Superbad, but like most people forget that like Superbad kind of comes around and it like not as good as some other movies have done it, but it kind of comes around and it's like, oh well, actually they learned something, you know, when it's all said and done, and it's like they've become better people, and this kind of has a more happy ending than like dick fart haha funny times, you know. Like I mean I'm saying like
Welcome to my new show, Dick
Yeah.
Fart haha funny
Coincidentally, the title of my memoir.
but I'm saying like there are things like this one does a really good job of. I mean, it's been a long time since I've been a 12-year-old, as the kids in this are, but I still remember that weird awkward time where you're transitioning from like little kid stuff to like, okay, I'm starting to understand sex and how all that works, but I don't have all the details right. I think I understand it, but I've it's hearsay and shit like that. And this plays on that joke maybe one or two times too many. But I also appreciate that it doesn't just, it's not just like kids bragging about like they've done or understand sex things. It's like just getting idioms wrong constantly is really funny to me. Like kids thinking they've heard something and they got this. You know, so like that's some of its humor, but it kind of comes around and has this interesting nostalgia factor about like growing apart and, you know, how when you're really little, like most of your friends are circumstantial, you know, like, oh, I'm friends with them because our parents are friends and we have kids similar age, or we live in the same neighborhood on the same street and it's within travel distance when you're 7, you know, like it's kind of about that and how your world starts expanding when you can start driving and you know all that. So I'm not saying it's worth a watch, but it's not as good. Like Booksmart is good. Like that's a legit fucking good movie. Like that comes around and it's like holy shit. But the end of that movie is like damn. Like I did not see this movie going this direction, but this probably isn't quite that. I mean, I don't think it gets to that deep of a level of like by the end you're like, wow, I think I learned something or rediscovered something, you know, thought about something I hadn't thought about in a long time in my life. Doesn't have anything like that, but it's still worth a watch and has some funny moments. I mean, yeah, like I said, there's just, I'm trying to remember, like 8th grade was kind of this. I mean, 8th grade is like trying to be more realistic portrayal of that. It's not like we're going for shock comedy jokes about people too young to be saying dick and fart jokes to, you know, 8th grade is like
you're never too young to be saying dick and fart jokes.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Dick,
like I said, this is all,
fart,
I mean, I almost like part of me wants to call this like ultra bad because it's like you know, you like super bad. What if they were even younger? You know, yeah. I don't know. Like I said, it's a strange R-rated comedy genre where it's like, yeah, at the end there may actually be some heart, and you'll be like, damn, this is happening now. Okay.
This is happening now. I could segue off of that.
Okay.
I wasn't going to talk about this, but it seems like a good fit. I'll just real quick. I watched Trainwreck.
Oh yeah.
I don't like Trainwreck.
I like moments of Trainwreck.
Yes, there are some funny bits in Trainwreck, but first of all, it's another.
It should be funnier.
It should be funnier and it should be shorter.
Oh, absolutely.
Fucking hell, Judd Apatow. You don't need to have 2-hour comedies, but it is part. I was thinking about this also. It is part of that genre of, oh my god, just semen jokes for an hour and 45 minutes, and then, oh, it's going to be nice at the end. It's something your grandma might like. And it's like, wait, no, I can't sit grandma through this. But you're giving me that ending of, oh, that's nice. And it's like, this movie doesn't earn that. I don't understand what's happening here.
Your grandma likes to jizz jokes.
Probably. I don't know.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I never asked her. So, my issue with that movie is basically I have firsthand knowledge of people who act like Amy Schumer's character in that film. Can't stand it. Like, I have no tolerance for it whatsoever. Get out of my life. And sitting there watching it happen on screen, I'm like, man, fuck this. I don't want any part of this. Why is anyone tolerating this? Why is anyone coming back around at the end and it's like, oh, it's okay, I forgive you? It's like, whoa, you are a bad person, Amy Schumer. And I mean that as her character, not actual Amy Schumer. I don't know her. But anyway, now I'll talk about what I was going to talk about.
Okay.
I watched 2019's Crawl.
Oh, that's the
That's
alligator movie.
The gator movie.
It is.
Gators.
The
Yeah.
gator movie.
Yeah, it's about alligators. It doesn't shy away from that. It lets you know that's what it's about
Yeah.
real early.
Nice.
And it's just like they flop an alligator out there at you, and you're like, oh, all right, that's what this is. Okay. And then they just give you some more alligators. And it's like, oh, there are multiple alligators. Okay, fine. So it's filmed in like Slovenia or some weird former Eastern Bloc country, but it's supposed to take place in Florida. So it's real weird and gets a bunch of details wrong about fucking everything. But something about that is charming. It's strange. I can't quite explain it. It gets Florida so wrong. Just so wrong. It just, like they read a newspaper report about how hurricanes work, and they were just like, all right, we'll pile that all. That's what happens in Florida, obviously. The levees break, and everyone gets trapped in their basements and dies, and it's like...
Yeah, basements in Florida, they're big.
Did they at least get Leonard Skinner Memorial High School correct?
No, there was no high schools that we saw.
Aw,
I know.
boo.
Yeah, and Barry Pepper's acting the shit out of his role in that movie to an extent that he doesn't need to be doing that, but I appreciate it. Like, good on you, Barry Pepper. Like, there was a time I could not stand you. Like, Battlefield Earth era, fuck off.
I'm sorry, but I'm still there.
He's solid, and he has come around in his later years of being, like, really solid.
I will never forgive. I mean, it's not his fault.
Well,
I will never forgive Barry Pepper for being part of, like, literally the most ridiculous sequence I've ever seen in a movie ever, which is, oh, God damn it, what's Mel Gibson's, like, war movie where he's...
We Were Soldiers?
Yes. That fucking photo montage in that movie is the lamest goddamn thing I've ever seen in a movie, I think, ever. I will go ahead and say, like, I actually started guffawing in the theater when that... See, I could not help it. I wasn't even trying to be an asshole. That started happening, and you know, just, like, those dramatic, like, zoom in, click, and I was just like, this is the dumbest goddamn thing I've ever seen. Anyway, sorry.
No, I was done.
Yeah,
Barry Pepper is better now.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
The title of my memoir. Barry Pepper is better now.
Well, I watched another new movie, but it's kind of part of a theme of other movies that I watched. We didn't do a podcast last week, so we didn't talk about what kind of spooky movies we may have watched over Halloween.
Spooky
movies.
I watched a spooky movie that I had not seen, and then I watched some good old standbys.
Okay.
Which I can briefly just say.
Go
whatever.
for it.
Do you want to hear about the new one first, or just hear the standbys that I always watch?
Whatever order makes you happy.
Okay. All right. Well, as per my traditions, I watched Rocky Horror Picture Show because I always do Halloween, and Evil Dead 2 on Halloween. Proper.
Hey, I watched Evil Dead 2 on Halloween.
Hey, congratulations, you two.
Yeah.
I watched it on my phone
I watched it on television.
while trick-or-treaters were coming by.
Oh, we don't get trick-or-treaters in my neighborhood.
Because I realized I didn't own it. I only owned it on iTunes.
Oh.
And I don't have an Apple TV, so I can't. So I bought it on Vudu promptly after that, but
yeah,
I'll have to wait a few days.
the one that's on iTunes is in 4K, and it weirds me out that Evil Dead 1 and 2 are in 4K.
Yeah.
Like, that's really strange to me.
I know.
But it looks really damn good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
All right, new thing.
Yeah.
So I watched the Pet Sematary remake.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not a good movie.
Oh.
I'm going to go ahead and say that just on the outset, and then I'll try to explain why.
Do you like the original Pet Sematary?
I did. I'd not seen it in a long time. I would first. Yeah, fine. I'll give you backstory. Evil or Pet Sematary, the first one. I mean, that came out. That was '89, correct? So I was 12, I think, when that came out.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to say that's one of the first movies I saw the movie first, and then read the Stephen King book. Anyone after that or whatever, I read books and saw a movie, but I think that one was backwards, as I recall. I kind of got semi-tricked into watching Pet Sematary. Like, whenever someone's house and we're watching this, and I was like, I don't know.
But I haven't read the book yet.
Well,
you guys.
that, like, also, I kind of didn't want to be a big pussy because I, like, was afraid I was going to be scared. And I, to be honest, I was fucking terrified of that movie because, not because of the shit that you're supposed to be, but the whole
Lady
Zelda,
in the attic.
Yeah, the whole Zelda thing. Like,
Yeah.
that was far freakier than anything else in that whole fucking thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100% agree with you.
Yeah. So, and I was spending the night at someone's house I'd never been to before. So that was awesome. Yeah. You know, the creaks and moans and noises of someone else's house after you just watch Pet Sematary for the first time. Anywho.
Yep.
So I'm not opposed to rewatching the movie. It's just not a thing that's come up in my, I'm going to watch this movie again kind of thing. That being said, this movie is bad for a couple of reasons. And I don't care if it's a remake. I've stated my thoughts on remakes in the past. They don't detract from the original. They don't detract from the source material. If it's a remake of a book, of a remake of a thing or a comic book, I don't care. Change things, do something different, I don't care. That's not my problem with it. This movie changes things. Again, don't care. But it changes things and then goes, ha, you didn't see that coming because we changed it from how it was in the original one.
Oh.
And that's fucking stupid.
Oh.
It subverts your expectations by going, oh, I've seen the original. I'm waiting for, oh, that didn't happen because it's different now. And it does that like 3 or 4 times throughout the movie, and fuck you.
Okay.
Like that is the absolute worst way to make a remake, is to like literally depend on you having seen the original, in which case, why the fuck are you making a remake anyway? Because if I've seen the original, I don't need your new shit. And you're trying to capture a new audience. But then when you're like your twists and turns and are predicated on, oh, I know, like this is the part where this scalpel under the bed thing, but not in this one. Faked you out, like famous things you remember, like yeah. It's
So
just,
does it take it right up to the edge of that thing you
like
knew?
you're waiting for a thing to happen because that's where it happened in the
Okay.
original, and then like it's just like fake cat scare or something stupid. It's just like turns out that's not how it's going to go at all. It's dumb. It's bad. Also, I don't understand how a movie. I don't know. I didn't look at like the business stuff or anything about this, but you've got. Is what's his face really that big of an actor? Like now I'm thinking about it. You got John Lithgow.
I was going to say, are
we
you
all know.
questioning John
No. I'm
Lithgow?
not questioning John Lithgow. I'm questioning
Acting.
fucking what's his nuts.
I don't know.
The guy who was in that shitty Terminator movie. Yeah, him.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy who plays the dad in this.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys. He's
Right.
I can't I confuse him with like Patrick Wilson, and there's like 3 or 4
Yeah.
other generic white dudes.
It's
just
not
like,
Sam Worthington. It's
Right.
the other one.
yeah, but he's not. Yeah, I'm just saying, there's like 4 or 5 dudes. It's just like you need generic like now middle-aged white guy. Called it here. Here's our list. It's a list of 5 people.
Yeah.
These are the people you call.
Jason Clarke.
Jason Clarke. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not that he looks like these other people. It's just like he's milquetoast. Like he's just like nondescript. So he's
Oh yeah, that guy.
he's just kind of phoning in this like performance that's like, I mean,
It's because he's Australian. He wasn't used to being right side up.
there are things that happen in Pet Sematary that demand acting. Like horrific things happen to and around the main character of this movie, and he's kind of like, oh no, single tear, and it's like, no, like not after what just happened, no, and I don't know, it's just and that and coupled with John Lithgow, I mean, more power to him if he can't do it. It seems like a weird thing to get cast for. He's not trying to main it up at all.
Yeah, I noticed that in the trailer.
Like he's just like, "Hello, I'm John Lithgow," and it's like, no, you need creepy like, yeah, the ground's sour.
Yeah.
Like, like I'm not saying like you have to redo Fred Gwynn, but I'm saying like
Give me some Maine.
that's that character.
Right.
That's Jed. Is like, God, bad ground.
Can't
bad.
get there from here.
Sometimes
Dad's bad.
Sometimes Dad's better. Like these are the things you need in fucking Pet Sematary.
Right.
And also, like, the whole thing feels like it's shot in front of a green screen. Like, the whole fucking movie. Like, and I know it's not, because, like, there's an actual house, I'm pretty sure, that they're in. It's just, there is a weird tinge to the whole movie, especially every external scene, that just looks like it's in front of a green screen. It's just a weird, broken-looking movie.
I've started noticing that a lot, and there will just be shots in movies where I'm like, is this... I think it's just the way things are lit.
Or it's got some sort of like crazy sharpness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, where are they? Is this a reshoot and they couldn't get the set, so they just put them in, the Arrested Development studio? Like, what the hell's happening?
Yeah. I mean, it's not completely and wholly awful. I mean, I'd say it's worth a curiosity watch
Sure.
if nothing else, just for like, hey, I saw original Pet Sematary. Let's see what they do now. And of course, they doubled down on all the fucking Zelda shit. And it's weird because in some respects, they're trying to do besides the fact that they're like, remake, let's flip the script and change things. They're trying to be more faithful to the book in a lot of regards. Like, I don't know if if you've ever read Pet Sematary. I swear to God, there's a section where there's 20, 30 fucking pages of him walking to the Pet Sematary for the first time. It's like, then I stepped on a twig and it cracked, and that twig was scary, but there's some wind and a breeze, and look, there's weird Native American symbols on the trees, and it's just like, Jesus Christ, Stephen King, I don't need you to describe every twig on the way to the fucking Pet Sematary, or the burial ground, whatever, but well, the ground is sour, but like. And to the point that like there was a scene where this was happening, and I was like, "Oh wow, yeah, you're really going for the book because they're just still fucking walking through the woods." here's the thing, and this is coming from someone who's read a lot of Stephen King in his life. The good Stephen King movies are the ones that diverge from the source material. Because I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think I've come to grips with this. Stephen King's not a good writer. He's a good guy. He's a guy that comes up with good ideas.
Well, he's a good book writer.
He's a good idea maker. He's not a good writer per se.
I think the problem, just on that tangent, I think that the problem with Stephen King translating to movies is that the books are so heavily dependent on detail, and you can't do that in a hour-and-a-half movie or whatever. That's why things like The Stand and... I mean, I know even like the 8-hour version of The Stand cut a way bunch of stuff out. That's still like, okay, that's giving this universe time to breathe, and this is what you want.
I just mean every single Stephen King book, if you stop and think about it, has some weird, completely superfluous, like, sexual act in it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and it's just like...
It is potentially, is absolutely the worst offender of that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? They just have like a complete total circle jerk in, in the sewers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying yes. I mean, there's a lot of weird shit. And then it's like, for half a second I thought, oh, please don't put the thing from the weird sex scene from Pet Sematary in the movie because I thought it was about to happen. I was like, no, stop. But... yeah, I mean, the more I think about it, I'm like, I don't think Stephen King's a great writer. I think he's like a great idea man, but he's like, when it comes down to writing, he's just one of those people that's like, yeah, let's remove some of the creepiness. And I don't mean like, ooh, spooky. I mean like creepiness.
Yeah, like stuff you don't want to see.
Like maybe,
please don't
put that back in the section of your brain where you're supposed to keep those thoughts and don't put it down on paper kind of creepiness.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
I'm just saying... and then he gets angry when it's like it's a good movie and it's not faithful, you know, like his take on The Shining and all this other stuff. It's like, no, that's a good movie, and your TV movie with wings guy is not what we wanted.
Steven Weber, put respect on his name.
Sure.
That movie made my wife so angry. We started watching. She was like, "This is not The Shining," and I was like, "No, this literally is The Shining." She was like, "No, this is not it."
Yeah,
It's been replaced.
Yeah.
like I said, when Pet Sematary was over, I was angry, and then the more I thought about it, I'm just like, it's fine. Yeah. I wanted to make a joke that you were talking about people that made see, I'm already starting to forget the name, Dead Trigger, like half-assing the movie. Well, somehow this Pet Sematary remake took 2 people to direct it, which I figure means they each put a quarter ass into it.
Oh.
Yeah.
One cheek.
Yeah. So all in all, they half-assed it.
I get it.
Never half-ass 2 things.
Yeah.
Whole ass 1 thing.
Yeah.
Ron Swanson.
Ass.
Michael Scott.
I've got some real rapid fire things.
Okay.
All
Just
right.
a couple of sentences for each movie. I had never seen Looney Tunes back in action.
Oh man.
All right.
I watched Looney Tunes back in action.
Are you celebrating? You're trying to get back in touch with Brendan Fraser? Is that what it is?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, what happened to Brendan Fraser?
There was a little bit of that. I was like, oh yeah, he did that. It was like, oh, it's a Joe Dante movie. You know, Steve Martin's in this. I should watch that. Okay, so there should be a lot less Looney Tunes in that, and it would be better. I know, I understand, but there's a lot of that humor where I'm just like, I'm too old for this. However, there are Daleks in that movie. There's fucking Daleks in the Looney Tunes movie. That movie goes places. It gets fucking nuts. And Timothy Dalton is a delight in that movie. And Timothy Dalton is in that movie.
Yeah.
I like that movie.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
I like it too. It's entertaining. It's just there's a lot of it where it's just like, this is pointless, but then it has moments where it just goes off the rails.
I guess it's like Joe Dante getting to make the movie he wanted Gremlins 2 to be.
Well, actually, no. If you read a lot about what this was, a lot of it was. This is like one of the. He won't talk about this movie. Like,
Really?
the studio just totally fucked him on this movie.
Really? Because I just know he wanted to make a live-action cartoon.
He did, but he wanted to really make something that was not Space Jam because he thinks Space Jam almost murdered the Looney Tunes franchise, which
He's not wrong.
and there's even a Space Jam joke in this.
Yeah.
I think literally Michael Jordan shows up. But yeah, he won't talk about this movie.
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of studio problems with the film. So anyway, that movie's totally fine. It has some good fun bits. The best thing in that movie is Brendan Fraser has an AMC Gremlin, his car, and when he gets in it, Jerry Goldsmith's score plays the music from Gremlins. And for half a second, I was like, why are they playing the music from Gremlins here? And then I was like, oh, wait, the cars are... I get it. Okay, good job. Nice. Thank you, movie. This is a good thing. You done good here.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it does. And
They
I'm
give
like,
him the gremlin rag.
I'm like, why is this playing? I don't understand. Let's see. I also watched Revolver. Guy Ritchie's Jason Statham movie, Revolver.
Okay.
I feel like I saw one of those. I don't remember if it was that one. there was this ones he
Yeah,
made. Like
it kind of happens that way with those around that time.
start telling me about it. Maybe that's the one I've seen.
Okay, so Jason Statham gets out of jail,
Mm-hmm.
and he's super pissed at Ray Liotta about something.
Okay. I don't think maybe that's not the one I saw then.
Okay, this movie's fucking weird. It's one of those movies that takes place in its own universe where nothing is normal. But the movie doesn't draw attention to it. It's just like, this universe is strange. There's something really strange going on. And it never kind of clues you in on it until the very end credits where it reveals what it was doing, and you're like...
Is it sort of like John Wick before the sequels? Where you're like, all right, there's something more going on here, but I like that it's kind of like, all right.
No. It's
Okay,
it's
no.
it's a bunch of ideas and a few action scenes and a bunch of really great performances. Ray Liotta is out of his mind in this movie, and that's exactly what you want, and he is so good. Jason Statham has long hair in this, which looks so odd. He has long hair and like a handlebar mustache, and you just look at him and you're like, who is this person? But like Mark Strong is in it, and he's really good.
Does he have hair?
He has some hair. He has more hair than he does now, but it makes him look older. You know how like Jeremy Piven when he was young and had barely any hair looked older than he does now?
Okay.
It's that weird thing of like he was losing his hair and he looked old, and now that he doesn't have any hair, he looks young. But anyway, that's a mind fuck of a movie. It is totally bizarre. And it's one of those movies that doesn't show you the credits till the end. So when I hit play on it, I was just thinking I was going to watch a random ass Jason Statham movie that I hadn't seen. And I was like, oh, Guy Ritchie directed this. Holy shit. And it's a Luc Besson produced thing.
Rock and Rollo was the one I watched.
Oh, okay.
From that era
Yeah,
of like,
that's-
oh, hey, he's still, like, once he separated from Madonna, maybe he's like trying to get back to his old ways.
Yeah. Then the last movie I'll talk about is 2013's Runner Runner, which is the Justin Timberlake, Ben Affleck
man.
casino online
How does
gambling
that
movie.
one end up being played?
I have a
at your
pile
house?
of random ass movies that I picked up for like
Wow.
$1 at Big Lots and
Oh,
stuff,
okay.
and it's just like I need to see movies I missed with people in it that I like.
Okay.
So I watched that movie, and that movie's totally fine, but it's also completely meaningless and kind of stupid. That movie treats Justin Timberlake like he's a genius, but his character does the stupidest shit throughout the entire movie, and you're like, wait, you didn't have a plan? Like, you came up with this whole thing, and you didn't have a plan?
Oh, so
You're
it's
fucking
like, it's
dumb.
Like a Prometheus genius, like where it's the dumbest people,
Kind
or
of.
smart people doing the dumbest things humanly possible.
Kind of, but like more insulting if that's possible. But it's also got Ben Affleck just hamming it up as the bad guy and having a good time, and that's,
I'm here for that.
I like Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
I've come around on Ben Affleck. I appreciate him. Of the two, like I would have thought Ben Affleck would have crashed and burned, and Matt Damon was going to be the guy who lasted forever. So
you're right.
no, because Ben Affleck was fucking Batman.
Yeah, but I think Matt Damon will keep making things for a while. I don't think we're going to be seeing much
I think
of
they're
Ben
both
Affleck.
doing all right.
Yeah, they are.
Well,
I'm going to go ahead and say they're both doing all right.
yeah, but Ben Affleck's constantly been floating around the shit list of Hollywood that
Oh, sure. He did, and he just recently relapsed in something, I don't
Yeah.
know, gambling
Yeah.
or whatnot. But he's also just got announced in some other big super duper movie.
Okay.
So
I'm sure he's
Anyway.
doing okay. I'm just saying.
that movie's
He's directed some good stuff.
yes, he's a good director.
Yeah.
But yeah, Runner. It's 90 minutes of that was all right.
90 minutes of that's all right.
Yeah, sure. If you like things that are okay and that you can watch.
I
Well
do.
then, thanks. I have a question for you.
Okay.
How's that Godzilla set from Criterion?
Large.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super duper big.
How is it like is it worth the amount of money
Well, I
and
think
finding
so.
the space to put it in?
Well, I don't.
Because you're saying it's a coffee table book. Like how like is it like 2 feet tall type thing?
Imagine 4 DVD cases laying flat.
Okay.
It's a little bigger than that.
DVD or Blu-ray?
DVD.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not thick. I'm pretty sure there aren't that many discs. I think the movies are 2 to a disc. But yeah,
But it sure seems like there's a lot of love in it.
I mean, it's about the size of your computer monitor.
Okay.
Maybe a little bigger. But yeah, like the artwork for each movie is a custom artist. You know, they did commissions, like send in your artwork and we'll pay you for, you know, whoever. And so each one has a weird look to it, and there's you know, a giant book, basically. I mean, that's all the case is. It's a giant book that, you know, has fold out pages and stuff like that. So
I have one more thing to add, not to detract from discussions about discs and whatnot.
sure.
I watched some TV,
Yeah.
or Netflix, probably, but I won't. I watched season 3 of Stranger Things.
Uh-huh.
I don't have anything to say about it because I feel like everyone's watched it or doesn't care at this point. I
Okay.
just wanted to state that I have seen it.
Okay.
Did you enjoy it?
Much more so than season 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who is your favorite character and why is it Robin?
It's kind of a toss-up. Like, I think the transition of Steve Harrington is... I almost want to say Steve Harrington only because I hated him so much in the first season, and then somehow he became one of the best characters. I'm not saying he's the best, but I'm using that as an answer because of how much I wanted to punch him in the face in the first season to...
Oh my God, you're great.
Until, now he's kind of great.
Fair enough.
Sort of like what's his face was in season 2. The God damn it, the muscle card fucking asshole
The
kid.
dickhead guy.
Yeah.
I
Like
forgot
I'm
his
saying,
name.
like I mean, he was like Steve Harrington season 1 ramped up to like, you know, cocaine levels.
Yeah,
Where it's just like, what the fuck is your problem, guy?
And then you find out what his problem is. You're like, oh, all right.
Sort of. I was kind of like, no, still fuck you. A little bit. I was like, just a little bit. I was like, yeah, that's not an excuse. I mean, it's.
You're
Also,
right.
yeah.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then the other thing, I watched all of Living with Yourself. The
Paul Rudd thing.
The Paul Rudd thing that I thought was a movie. Then I was like, it's a series, god damn it! But then it turns out it's 8 episodes and 30 minutes, and it plays in a long ass movie.
Okay.
I mean, it just plays like it is a like Glow. It's like maybe even more so than Glow. It's like it is a very bingeable show as far as like one. I mean, almost every single episode is like cliffhanger of like, well, all right, let's see what happens next until like, oh fuck, I'm done.
Right.
That is a really fascinating show in that I wasn't expecting it to be as dramatic and interesting as it is. The other weird thing is somewhere about episode 6 of that, because you know Paul Rudd is playing two different versions of himself, the schlubby version and then the nice hair normal Paul Rudd that we know and love, I guess. And somewhere about episode 6, I started having Paul Rudd face blindness. Like it was all of a sudden like Paul Rudd became indistinguishable from any other human on the face of the planet. Like I can't explain it, but like his constant switching between the two looks. There were scenes where like he'd be talking for a couple seconds and I'd be like, "Oh, that's Paul Rudd." like it was.
Oh, he's in this.
Wait.
No, I'm saying it was really fucking bizarre because
Wow.
So this was like you were like, that's chappying yourself?
kind of, like I was having a few moments where like all of a sudden like my brain just went, "Man, Paul Rudd looks weird and different in every scene and." What does Paul Rudd even look like anymore? I can't explain it. I'm just hoping that someone else somewhere. It's one of those things I'm throwing out into the ether.
Well, now I gotta watch this.
And
see what happens to me.
and someone is going to go like, "Holy shit!" The same weird thing happened to me. Like seeing that many different looks and faces and attitudes of Paul Rudd. By the end, it was like maybe it's like if Multiplicity had been a series, like by the end you just be like, I don't even know what Michael Keaton looks like anymore. Like. I just seriously like put him in a lineup. I'd be like, I cannot identify the Michael Keaton. Is it number 3?
This is fascinating. Paul Rudd face blindness. Oh, that's Paul Rudd. Yeah. Episode 6 of this 2-man show.
No, it started out. It was very much like that's Paul Rudd. I'm just saying.
Right.
Towards the end, it was like I don't even know what he looks like anymore. He looks like everybody and nobody.
Is it when you like look at a word that's clearly English, but then you look at it long enough, you go, "That word's
Yeah.
not a real
Yes,
word."
kind
Yes.
of. Yes. like I said, I think there's so much Paul Rudd in this that by the end of it, I was just like, Paul Rudd doesn't even make sense. Like, that's not how you make a Paul Rudd.
What?
I will say that if nothing else, Living with Yourself might have produced the single great. I know it won't be the final punchline. It's sort of like the John Oliver, like Russell Crowe thing. Like, it would have been a fantastic final appearance of that show, but it wasn't going to happen. But Paul Rudd on Conan O'Brien promoting this show produced what could be the best punchline to the longest joke in history.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm just saying, go look that up on YouTube.
Okay.
I don't want to spoil anything. I'm just saying, like, if he never did it again, I would be okay with that.
All right.
Because it's
All
fucking
right.
brilliant.
Okay.
If you don't, I hope you know the Paul Rudd Conan O'Brien thing.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
I know we all do. I'm saying you out there in TV land, please research it and don't just jump straight to the latest one.
Gotcha.
In case you don't know, because it's been happening for nearly 20 years. Every time he goes on Conan, he says he's going to play a clip of whatever thing he's in, and he plays the Mac and Me clip of the kid going down the wheelchair down the hill.
Yep.
And then it's just happened for every clip for every movie he's been in since.
There was one time, was it the first Ant-Man where he wasn't allowed to do it?
No, that was a joke. He still did it because
that's
like
right, okay.
he was like, "This is Marvel. I can't fuck around. They will fire me from the franchise." And he starts with a Marvel logo and about 2 seconds of Ant-Man and cuts right to the Mac and Me
Right,
clip,
you're
and
right.
then
Okay.
and then later finally eventually played a clip. But
Okay.
yes,
All right. Cool.
anyway,
You want-
Paul Rudd face blindness.
You want some emails?
Yes, please.
Not quite yet.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit.
All right.
I have one thing to add.
Man, coming in
Okay.
from the top rope here.
Yeah.
Bone saws.
I've started watching Breaking Bad.
Yeah?
I'm still watching Breaking Bad.
How much have you watched?
I am almost to the end of the second season.
Oh, okay.
It is good-ass television.
Yep.
It will continue to get better.
Yeah.
It's
That's
also
the amazing thing is it gets better.
Yeah.
depressing-ass television.
Sure.
Wait till you get to Better Call Saul.
Great.
I'm just saying.
Can't
I'm,
wait.
I'm having like Breaking Bad was like, well, all right, what time is it? Like, I can get one more episode in. Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul is like, I know I need to keep watching this, but I don't want to watch another episode right now.
It's soul crushing.
Yeah, that's why Jen and I abandoned middle of season 4 because we were both just having shitty work times, and you come home and be like, I don't think I can deal with this right now.
Nope.
I finally finished season 2, but
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, it took me a lot longer to get through
Yeah.
2 seasons of Better Call
Yeah.
Saul than it did Breaking Bad.
Yeah, no, it's not a marathon
Great.
show.
I can't figure out who to root for and who to root against. That is my.
That sounds like
Yes.
Breaking Bad.
That is my.
Yes is the answer.
Okay.
And just when you think you know, you're wrong.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
much been what's happened.
Unless you're rooting for Skylar, and then you're wrong.
Well, so far,
You're wrong.
let me get these words out. So far,
Skylar's the worst.
I have not been able to find anything redeeming about Skylar
Okay.
because the second that she looks to be a sympathetic character, she fucks up.
Yep.
So, but also, like, a lot of people have talked about, like, and this is kind of out of left field, but it was a thing I was thinking about yesterday. A lot of people have talked about, like, Benedict Cumberbatch has an amazing voice, and all these other amazing voices in Hollywood. Has nobody? My brain is blanking on the actor's name.
Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Has nobody ever listened to Bryan Cranston's voice because he has a rich and dreamy voice?
He does a lot of commercial voiceovers now.
Yeah.
And every time, like, oh, hey. He's talking about Dodge trucks.
You can get him in white. Walter White.
Or blue. But yeah, like, amazing voice. That
Yeah.
shouldn't be my biggest takeaway, but it's the thing I'm most surprised by.
It's still weird to me to think about when he showed up on that X-Files episode in, like, season 6, which was Vince Gilligan.
Yeah.
I believe he directed the episode, too.
Yep.
But it was like all anyone basically knew him from was Malcolm in the Middle at that point. I mean, aside from people who are like, oh, yeah, he was in Space Mutiny or whatever.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, like, everyone's like, wow, he's, like, serious and not being funny. it's weird, because everyone just knew him as the dad in Malcolm in the Middle. So
Yep.
I'm glad that like nobody remembers Malcolm in the Middle anymore at this point. They're just like, nah, that dude's the Breaking Bad dude. That's
Yeah.
Walter
Oh,
White.
I remember.
Yeah, that dude was in an episode of the X-Files and then Breaking Bad.
Yeah, he did kind of vanish for a few years, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he was working.
He still has all of that like really good physicality from the Malcolm in the Middle dad, whatever that name was, to Walter White. He's carried a lot of that. It's not physical comedy; it's just physical acting that happens to be funny in Malcolm in the Middle, and just perfect for the character in Breaking Bad. Also, the best looking cancer patient in the world, Walter White.
Okay.
He just looks like he went on a diet.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not wrong.
Sure.
Where I am right here, he doesn't like from Bryan Cranston to Walter White is not that far. Like it's weird how like it's
I want to say something, but I can't.
Yeah. No.
Anyway. But yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, early on they're just like, yeah, he shaved his head.
yeah, pretty much. At least where I am right now. It might get worse. It probably will, because everything gets worse. Every time something looks like it might go right, it gets worse.
Yeah.
Anywho, email time.
Oh, speaking of things getting worse.
God.
Zinged you.
Yeah.
Wait, who got zinged? The listeners?
The listeners.
All of us.
Everybody.
All of us got zinged.
Oh.
Max zing.
Maxing. Yeah. First one up is from Jeff. Who says, recommended.
My name is.
He did not say that, Chuck. He did not say that. I can't believe you would do that to Jeff. Or, yeah.
That's Hefe, man.
Yeah, anyway.
Sorry.
Anyway, Hefe says, recommended Beyond Skyline. Hi, guys. This is Jeff from Auburn. Watch Beyond Skyline. Don't you laugh at Jeff's name. What's wrong with you?
You just made a point to say, this is Jeff.
Yes.
Sorry. Anyway.
Hi, guys. This is Jeff from Auburn. Watched Beyond Skyline and was pleasantly surprised. Skyline, I thought, was a terrible bore with wretchedly unpleasant characters that is almost redeemed by an awesome last 15 minutes when the actual plot finally kicks in and we see the alien invasion. But Frank Grillo is on hand this time, and the writer-director knows what to do with him, namely, kick alien ass. He's excellent as usual. He's a cop trying to protect his delinquent 30-year-old teenage son when the alien invasion happens. Time to run and shoot. The aliens like to rip people's brains out of their skulls and use them to power more alien exosuits? Powered armor? Who cares? They're ugly and mean, and Grillo's got a Grillo. Here's the best part. Halfway through the movie, Iko Uwais and Yeon Ruhyun show up. Yep, those guys from the Raid franchise, and the night comes for us. And of course, if you put those guys in a sci-fi action movie and set them against CGI aliens, you're not going to just kill them off without even a little fighting, because who would be stupid enough to do that, am I right? Oh yeah, you get more alien ass kicking. The movie ain't great. It's got way too much plot. The CGI is pretty bad. The music is a snooze. But there are good low-budget practical effects here, and Grillo, Uwais, and Ruhyun get to do their thing. 107 minutes, so it might be better for extra, but I think you guys would enjoy it. Sorry for the long email. I was going to say hi to Garfield, but I had a feeling I'd blather on too long. Hope you guys are okay. Crash and burn. I'm out. Except for my iPhone from inside an alien mothership after having my brain ripped out and implanted in an alien exosuit. I hate it when that happens.
Does Frank Grillo just show up to, like, in sequels to, like, write franchises? Because, I mean...
Yeah, he showed up in a Purge one, too,
yeah,
right?
the second Purge. Like, where it
Yeah,
was like, wait,
the good
this
Purge.
is good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you fixed it.
Like, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
the first Purge was kind of not great.
I have never seen Skyline, so
I did. It's
or if I did, I
it's a movie.
blanked on what the hell.
Is that by the Alien vs. Predator Requiem guys? Isn't that the one they kind of like homemade almost?
Yeah.
Sure.
Because I want to say that came out like during the writer's strike, and yeah, like
Oh.
it was one of those cases where like, hey, everybody's free to do some CG and shit. So
Let's just slap together
yeah,
something.
I think that's what
I mean,
I can't remember the full
It's one of those
story
things
behind
because I tend to watch nearly any high concept sci-fi thing. I could put my, I'm not going to say like I watch every sci-fi movie because there's a fucking shitload of shitty ones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, especially if you're on Netflix.
So far I'm mostly enjoying their weird like, I haven't seen any where it's just like, oh, this is downright bad.
Right.
Like,
But they do make a lot of them.
oh yeah.
Like, this is very slightly sci-fi for some reason.
well, like, yeah, I mean, well, Living with Yourself has a sci-fi tinge to it, Like, but I think I was confusing like that Netflix movie called Spectral with Skyline.
Oh, okay.
Which I liked Spectral, but yeah, I don't remember shit about Skyline. No, I saw it, but
Yeah. One of those.
yeah. But
Just know it has Eric Balfour in it.
oh
Hmm.
man, he's good.
Milo.
So. Oh, him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Milo.
God, Milo, what a fucking idiot. Stupid fucking
You're
character.
not wrong.
Why don't I sacrifice myself for the girl I love so that she'll go out with my dead corpse? Smart.
Good idea.
Good call, Milo.
She's the hot Griswold, so it's okay.
Yeah, she was fucking hot.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, moving on. yeah. Let's not go too deep down that rabbit hole.
Audrey Griswold.
Which one?
Bad movie, Hot Audrey. Anyway,
The fourth one.
next one's from Elias. He says, Dark Fate. Hey, BMFcast. I just saw a shitty take on the new Terminator Dark Fate movie. It boils down to this. Nobody wanted a Terminator movie with a female-led cast, but execs did it anyway. Try to save the series with diversity. That's why people hate it. Dark Fate is the sixth installment in a time-traveling murder-bot sci-fi action franchise. It won't bomb just because some idiots can't wrap their brains around women that aren't treated exclusively like sex objects. Also, anyone who espouses the notion that diversifying a cast is SJW nonsense run amok can eat a bowl of fuck. Thoughts? Keep up the good work. Crash and Burn Eli G, formerly of Virginia, set from my Tyco 1275 hotkeys.
Well, okay. Yes, bad take.
Yeah.
Because, grow up. People can do things that look
Yeah.
different than you, or are different than you, or not really that different than you.
Yeah.
But it's even a worse take because the fucking Terminator series is led by Linda Hamilton. Like it's already a fucking female-led thing. She's
The second one was literally fuck
She's
you,
in
Michael
all the
Biehn,
two good
get
ones.
out of here.
She's in the two good ones.
Yeah.
yeah.
And she just bulked up and became a badass in that
Yeah.
movie. So, yeah, that take is terrible. Now, the first part of the take isn't terrible in that no one wants a sixth Terminator movie because, as we found out, no one wanted a sixth Terminator movie.
Oh, wait, it's out?
Yeah.
It
Yes.
happened?
Yeah. Came out last weekend and did not make a lot of money. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I could have told you that. Just let that go. You guys have tried it so many times, and I appreciate various aspects of all of them except Salvation.
Yeah.
But
And
let it
Salvation is
go.
the worst one, and I don't think it has a female character in it.
I don't think it does either.
I literally think there are no women with speaking roles in that movie. I can't, but then again, I can't remember anything from that movie because I just remember being brown and yellow,
The guy
and the
with
two
Pet-
lead
the guy with
characters
Pet
are not
Sematary
in
was
it
in it.
for like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
What's that?
I said the guy from Pet Sematary was in it.
Sam Worthington.
No.
Yes. Or was
Jason
he-
Clark's in Genesis.
Oh, he's in Genesis?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I can't. remember
That's
these
the one
things.
where they're just like, hey, you know how time travel has rules? Nah.
Well,
not
Okay,
anymore.
wait, hold on. Terminator Salvation has Helena Bonham Carter and Bryce Dallas Howard.
They're in it?
Yes.
When?
I don't know.
in Salvation.
When?
Yeah.
In Terminator Salvation,
Yes.
they're in that movie.
Bryce Dallas Howard plays Kate Connor.
Oh my God, that's right.
Yeah.
She shows up at the very end.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't remember anything about that movie. Really.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It's just dull. It's like, this is not what I want. But it's a McG movie, so of course it's not what anyone
Yeah.
wants.
But I mean, like, it's the whole like backlash against Captain Marvel thing too. You know, like this whole like if a woman's doing stuff, like nobody wants that, and it's like,
Women do.
yeah,
And dudes who are okay with that want it also, so
Yeah.
especially if it's good.
and that's the thing, like a good character is a good character. Fuck off, you know, like.
Yeah.
That's the thing that bothers me, where it's just like, oh, they just did that to SJW it up, and it's like, nah. I mean, it's worse when it's created as a token character. That's like, oh, okay, that's why, you know, like, oh, it's the token gay black friend, you know, like, okay, yeah, those tropes suck. Guess what? Black gay people don't like those characters either. people just want good, well-written characters.
Yeah.
That's all anyone cares about.
Yeah.
And I don't know how Dark Fate handles Linda Hamilton's character, but she was a damn well-written character in both movies
Right.
that she was in. So
Yeah.
I probably won't see that one in the theater, but I'll
No.
get to it soon enough.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm more interested in seeing that than I have been in the last 3 of them.
Yeah. And I like Genesis a lot. Like, I remember we came out of that theater and you guys were like, that was okay. And I was like, fuck you guys. That was great. I think
Yeah.
Genesis is dumb fun.
I
And
didn't
a
dislike
good-
it. I was just like,
Yeah.
yeah, that was much better
And
Salvation.
I think if 3 hadn't fucked around with comedy so much, that one would rank higher in a lot of people's books because those action scenes are fucking awesome in that movie. And
Yep.
the ending is like, damn, you went for that.
Yep.
Fucking A.
I love that I have fallen for that ending twice. Like, I saw it for the first time, I was like, wow, that is a powerful ending. And then, like, 10 years went by or whatever, and I was like, I'm going to watch this piece of shit again. And, like, oh, right, that's how this ends. Fuck.
oh man, I have no idea. I don't remember how it ends, so I can do this.
You should do it too.
I can
Yeah.
play the home game.
You should watch 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
3 is like, people just remember Arnold putting on the goofy glasses in the strip club or whatever, and they're like, oh, fuck this whole thing.
Yeah.
Or, you know, the Terminatrix inflating her boobs. You know, it's like, there's some missteps in that movie for
Yes,
sure.
there are, but
Like calling it the Terminatrix.
Yeah.
they don't actually say
They
it.
don't do that.
That's just like a
became the name
marketing
of it.
thing, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But, man, that truck chase
Yeah.
is so fucking good.
Yep.
Unbelievably good. Like, especially for that era when, like, movies weren't really giving a shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is like Bad Boys 2 style, like, shit's getting fucked up.
Yeah.
That one wasn't actually directed by James Cameron, was
No,
it?
it's
No.
Mostow.
Oh. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, no, Cameron fucked off after 2. And,
Went underwater.
Went
hasn't been up since.
yeah, I haven't seen
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that
I would like to see Dark Fate.
all we
I-
want is a good Terminator movie. That's all people want.
Yeah, but also...
And they haven't been able to give it to us. Like, God, like, I just think about it. I love Alien movies, I love Predator movies, Terminator movies.
And they fucked them all up.
And really the first 2 of each are the only really, like, home run ones. Even Predator 2, I love Predator 2, but I know plenty of people have issues with it. But Predator 1, like, that's practically unassailable. Like, that movie's
Yes.
fucking awesome.
You are right.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then, like, they just can't fucking get them right. They just keep making shit movies somehow, and I
Well,
don't get it.
And I think...
I've argued for Alien 3 plenty of times, but you know, I understand its problem.
I don't mind Alien 3, but yeah, it's not what I want.
I think and this is not strictly my opinion, this has been like the discourse that's been out there for the last week or two about the Terminator movies, is that they've all been chasing Terminator 2 when you should be chasing the first one, because the first one is a horror movie.
Yep.
And it is... The only thing is that the Jason character is a robot. That's the only difference. I mean, that's what that movie is, and no movie since has tried to do that. They've all tried to be the Cameron Terminator 2 big, huge action and ridiculous special effects sci-fi stuff, and it's like, no, you forgot the soul of that movie, which is like, this fucking thing is terrifying.
Yeah.
You know, you don't need jokes necessarily.
Yeah.
But which is why a Predator movie should be fucking easy. You'd think.
You would think. God, you would fucking think.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
I mean, the reason. All right, here's the things. Like, here's the basic things you need to understand. The Terminator is fucking terrifying because he will not stop. You know, like one arm will still try to kill you if
and
you
it will
can.
never rest.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
it never
the
rests.
point.
It's like the It Follows thing where it's like, oh Jesus Christ, this thing is always going to be after me. You know, and Predator works like. I mean, don't get me wrong. Again, I'm going to bat for Predator 2, even though years ago I probably wouldn't have. It works in a weird sort of way, but one Predator chasing a group of trained people should be your model, and don't put it in like brightly lit areas. Don't go in fucking spacecrafts. Don't go in like, you know what I mean? Like that. Every other Predator thing has like done that, where it's like, well, now what if it's on like a place like Mars? I know, you know, Predators isn't Mars, but it's like just this dusty ass planet. It's like, well, that's not interesting. Where the fuck is it supposed to climb and hide? And you set up traps and all the things that makes Predator work. You know, it's like it just needs to be a most dangerous game with a really badass hunter hunting everything. You know, that's how Predator works.
Yeah,
And
I think the idea of Predator 2 works is because it's like that marketing campaign of just like, well, now it's in the city. And you're like, oh shit, now it's in the city. Fuck, and it's
and it has a great cast.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah,
I still kind of wish it had been Patrick Swayze.
I know.
Not that I don't like Danny Glover, but like the thing about Danny Glover is that you knew him from Lethal Weapon, where his character was portrayed as being really old, and that kind of translated to your mind of like, oh, Danny Glover is old.
I'm too old to fight this predator.
Why is he the star of this action movie? Why is this old man the star? And he wasn't that old.
No,
he was playing older in the Lethal Weapon movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, Predator had two good ideas, and it executed on one of them perfectly, which was the first one.
Yeah.
The second one is a great idea that I don't think works, and then after that, it's just like, I don't know, what do we do? Let's just do that again. So
I need to watch Predators again.
Yeah, and the Alien franchise is even the most lost of all of them. At least the other ones could turn around, but it's like
Aliens is like the Terminator franchise. It's just like it's chasing something, but
well,
what is it?
I mean, like, but you can't. It didn't even write itself when the original creator came back to it. That's what I mean. Is that Alien is a lost thing. Like, forget Alien.
Yep.
Like, it's never gonna get better because
what they need to do is just quit trying to tie it together.
Sure.
I mean, anthology the fuck out of it. Like, here's your common link. That fucking alien.
Yeah.
And these people are fucked when they get near it.
Yep.
Like,
Yes.
there are so many stories you could tell with that.
There is a predator. It is scary.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I'm okay with Alien 3, because I like the anthologiness of the first three. Like, a 4 can fuck right off because it's just a fucking it's a clusterfuck. Basically.
Whoa, where that thing goes.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I mean, it's disappointing, but it's also fascinating. The idea of like, I survived this, but whoops, now it's 80 years later. Everyone I know is dead. Like, I had a daughter, she's old and dead now. It's like, all that like, fuck, But the constant is like, oh shit, the place where there's eggs, it now has a colony. We've got to get back there. So it's like you have this nice transition in Alien to 3. Yeah, it's a bummer of a start, but it's like it's another way. It's just like it's another way to like have the beginning of the movie be a fuck you, to Ripley. I mean, it's just I feel like that one hurts more because it's like you spend the last 30 minutes of Aliens like rooting for this thing to happen, and then it's done in 20 seconds at the beginning of Alien 3. But it's really no better or worse for her probably than what happens between Alien and Aliens, like that 80-year gap or whatever.
Right.
It's just like I said. I think there's a fascinating anthology aspect to those three. Everything else can just the more they try to explain the midi-chlorians and bullshit, it's like fuck off.
Yeah, and Covenant, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, just.
I'm surprised how much Covenant made me like Prometheus, and I don't like Prometheus. That's how bad Covenant is.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm just saying the Alien franchise is fucked because I mean, it's not like John McTiernan is going to come back and make another Predator movie and fix this shit.
He's actually directing something
is he
now.
doing something now?
So
is he back? Okay.
I was like, he's out of jail.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought he was in jail.
So maybe there's hope, but for Predator at least. But I mean, like Alien is fucked because the original creator came back and fucked it up even more. So
yeah,
you got no hope there.
Yeah.
Well, and they established that timeline to where it's like they're only a couple years away from the first Alien movie. So you can't like tell a bunch of stories in between there. Yeah, it's
God. I wish they.
It's a shame.
If there was a dream job, it was me being able to fucking make Prometheus.
Sure.
And actually write it and like plan shit out and think about this shit.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it.
Well, just
It
think.
just gets me so angry.
Disney owns both Alien and Predator now, so maybe they'll
20th Century Fox did. They just need to reboot both of them, honestly. Just like straight up reboot whatever.
Pro tip: write your Predator movie or your Prometheus movie. Just don't call it fucking Prometheus.
Yeah.
You know what?
Just write it.
In Aliens, all
No one
the
can hear you
aliens
scream.
were Disney princesses.
I've heard that.
It's true. Yeah.
Anyway,
those two. If you take those two failed franchises and maybe put them together,
yeah.
make them fight each other.
Guess what? They had a comic that made it work.
Yeah.
And they promptly ignored everything that comic did that would have worked.
Just put them in an ancient pyramid, like way underground, with only like 5 characters.
The thing is, too, as soon as I heard who they had directing it, I knew it was going to be garbage and it was going to be generic ass fucked, not even like remotely part of the original thing. And yeah, what did I get? I got aliens and predators fucking doing wrestling moves on each other. God fucking damn it. Oh, I'm just pissed off all over again.
This is why I question why people like Blade 2 so much. You're talking about like doing fucking wrestling moves. Like I'm like,
Yeah.
what? Don't get me wrong. For the most part, I like Guillermo del Toro, but fuck Blade 2. Like
Yeah.
Blade 2's shitty.
No.
Always
Yeah.
was, always will be.
Well, and I just love like they're like, oh, now the predators are gonna fight the aliens. Oh, there's only one predator left because we killed the other two predators within like 3 seconds of them showing up.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking, oh my god.
I still say Requiem's pretty okay.
It's pretty good.
Requiem's
If you have to have
Requiem's
it
not good. Requiem is fun.
as a sequel to that shitty first movie,
Yes.
like if you had to make a terrible sequel to that first movie, better than it should be.
Requiem is basically a comic book movie in the purest comic book sense, where it's like, there's no fucking rules, just do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, hey, pregnant chicks, fuck them, kill those bitches. You know, like,
Yeah,
That
that,
movie
movie
does
hates
not-
pregnant women.
it does not give a shit.
No.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that movie fucking goes for it. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
That movie's wrong in so many ways, but
Still pretty good.
it's still pretty fun.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
you had to make one in that universe, you
Yeah.
could do a lot worse than Requiem.
Yep. Anyway, last email
Okay.
from Caesar,
Hail.
or AKA Cernex.
Oh,
Oh,
hey.
Cernex.
is that Cernex? Like,
cash and checks. Like
CERNEX.
oh, okay. I thought it was like
Cernex.
I dubbed these Cernex.
I don't know. Anyway, he said, it only took 6 years.
Okay.
Holy poop, guys. You finally reviewed Project Shadow Chaser.
Oh, yeah.
Finally.
Yeah, we did.
I'm not sure if you remember. Actually, I'm sure you don't, but that's okay. But I'm the same Cernex that suggested that film way back in episode 179.
Oh, you're that Cernex.
Took me a while to find the episode where you read my email because all I remember was that it was a Cuba Gooding Jr. film. It only took 6 years for you to review it, and the series apparently, which is even better. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I guess now I should wait for a Geno Cyber review coming soon in 2025. Ha! Crash and burn, Cernex. I had no idea someone had recommended that far back. We
Yeah.
used to actually have a chart of like, all right, somebody recommended this.
I still have a list on my phone.
You do.
We've been working through it.
God, there's so many.
Yeah. Some of them, to be honest, are bad recommendations.
I know.
Like you do some research on it.
Yeah,
And you go,
some people.
no, thank you.
Yeah, there are some people they enjoy suffering.
Yes.
In a way that we do not.
Totally. And
There are certain things like I don't know. Like I don't want to say suffering is like but like Rockula. Like if it hits me in the right mood, I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, Rockula. Where there's, I'm sure in the wrong mood, I'd be like, fuck Rockula forever.
Ooh, let's make Rockula forever.
oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got to make the first 3. You got to make Rockula 2, Rockula 3, and then
Rockula and Robin.
forever.
Rockula Robin. Tweet.
One of them has to be like Rockula Eternal, but that can be 3 with the backwards 3 is an E.
Yeah.
Rockula Return.
Rockula 3 Eternal.
Anyway, we also have some voicemails and other stuff, but we're gonna have to hold for next week.
Yeah.
Rockula
Just
3D.
running late.
Yeah. Somehow.
Getting late, man.
We talked a lot.
Yeah.
A long second half.
It's fine.
It was
So-
we were on track until you guys started talking about aliens and predators.
I know. It's.
That
We
was
have
I know.
thoughts.
45 minutes.
We
on
have thoughts.
aliens.
I have strong opinions about that. I don't care about voting. I don't care about the future of climate change. None of that.
None of that matters.
Fucking alien movies and Predator movies and Terminator movies. Those are my. When I run for president, I'm gonna
Those
be
are
like,
your tent poles.
yeah, when I run for president, I'm gonna be like, we're gonna make a good alien movie, we're gonna make a good Predator movie, and we're gonna make a good Terminator movie, and you're gonna fucking like it. It's gonna happen. And people will be like, you know what? I'd probably vote for that guy.
You guys all right?
And then the movie would suck, and they would all have me impeached.
Yeah, they would hate you.
You would be hanged.
Yep.
If you have strong opinions about aliens or Terminators or Predators, email us, bmf@bmfcast.com. Give us a call on the Garfield hotline, 910-5-JOCKS-BMF or 910-556-9263. For all other things, go to the website, bmfcast.com, or go give us money at patreon.com/bmfcast. You will get bonus content in return for your money. And it is guaranteed to suck less than other bonus content that you might get from other Patreon things.
Correct. I agree with that statement.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's get out of here, shall we?
Let's.
I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
And this is BMFcast out. Bye, motherfucker. It's been a while since I did a good bye, motherfucker.
It's okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I bought the Creature from the Black Lagoon and other table on the pinball game. I forgot Creature just plays what is it, Red Rock, whatever.
River Valley.
Yes.
Red River Valley.
Yeah.
Over and over
Mhm.
as you play it. I had completely forgotten, and I'm like, okay, this is weirding me out. I'm gonna have to mute this because I can't handle this.
Too much of our theme song.
Yeah.
No, our theme song is Action Replay. Our outro music is Red River Valley. Red River Redux. Is that
Red
what?
River Rock.
Rock.
The Planes,
And-
Trains, and Automobiles soundtrack.
Yeah.
A fine Thanksgiving movie.
And isn't Extra the same? Isn't Keith Mansfield for that song too?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a remixed Keith Mansfield song.
Yeah.
Or
Because the Extra one's good too.
Yeah, I don't think I could find action. They didn't do an action replay.
Yeah, that was the. I was like, well, let's you had an album, a remix. I was like, we'll give you the remix of Action Replay. You're like, they didn't remix that.
Yeah. But no, that one's good too. That one's real good.
It's a
Did we do beat match till we're blue?
That's the one.
Is that one? Yeah.
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 soundtrack to Dolomite Is My Name. It's pretty good. Craig
Robinson.
Robinson? Yeah. Craig Robinson can sing. It's
All right.
better than the original theme song.
Good night, people.
Everything about
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know because like he sang the Dolomite theme song and I'm like, I don't remember the Dolomite theme song being this
no,
rad.
it was not that rad.
Okay.
Because I have watched Dolomite recently, and it's pretty good,
Is it the same song, just not
Yeah, same song.
recorded as well?
just not recorded nearly
Okay,
as
that's
well.
what I figured. Because the
Recorded
movie
for
was
97 cents in the back of a Denny's.
Because the movie was like, here's 4K Dolby
All right.
DTS badass Dolomite.
Bye.
Yeah.
See ya.
Good night, everyone. Shutting it down. Bye bye.
We're going to bed.
We talked enough.
Yeah, it's